It is a gorgeous fall evening here with a little bit of summer heat and a hot matchup here in the North Greater Austin area between the Hutto Hippos and the Georgetown Eagles. A pleasant good evening to you. Happy you guys joined us along. I'm Carl Schoening, along with my color analyst tonight, Mike Arakpo and David England down on the sidelines. You guys have a good one on your slate this evening as the Georgetown Eagles try to bounce back from their first loss of the season last week to Stephenville. They take on the undefeated Hutto Hippos. And Mike, you know, when you're talking about a team trying to bounce back from a couple of poor offensive weeks back to back, nothing quite like a defensive line that's being recruited by several Division I teams.
Yeah, no, nothing like it, man. Nothing like it. Just like you said, they're trying to bounce back. When a team comes into a game like this, man, I know emotions are going to be everywhere, especially coming off of a loss. These guys are going to be pumped up. They're going to be ready to play.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing how they do here. Obviously, the last time these two teams met up on this field, it was a memorable one for Eagles fans, an overtime victory that was heard here on SHN Sports. Our third member of the broadcast team, David England, was there. David, you remember that one pretty well. You were kind of describing a little bit of play-by-play like it happened yesterday to us earlier in the before we were on air.
I do. That was an exciting game, and we got the second half on the broadcast, and it's fun being in the stands tonight like we were in 2016. There's a lot of things that are just the same. The young men are wearing the ice white jerseys. We have a Herman at the helm possibly tonight as well as 2016. Chandler Herman was the quarterback, and we've got, I see Coach Chuck Griffin over here. Maybe we can get him for a quick interview, but it's going to be fun. It's 90 degrees out here tonight. Winds are east and southeast at 6 miles an hour. Beautiful conditions, beautiful field. So let me see if I can get Coach's attention real quick.
Sure thing. David, as you send in your first report, we appreciate that. And Mike, a former standout linebacker at Texas State.
We are
happy to have you. Oh, you go ahead, and we'll send it down to David for the coach's interview.
Coach Griffin, a district opener. Very exciting to be back here in Hutto. Give us your thoughts. What was your message to the team in the locker?
My message to the team is just take care of the Georgetown Eagles. Big night, defending district champion. We just got to go out and take care of us, do our jobs, and do your job, do it well, and we're going to come out with a victory tonight. All right.
Good luck, Coach.
Thank you.
Carl, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. As the Georgetown Eagles take the field, and as David mentioned, the nice ice white jerseys and white pants with silver helmets and blue lettering and stripes down the side. The Eagles looking clean tonight. And Mike, you're a local talent developer here, and you said you know a couple Eagles on this side of the field, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I actually train a couple. I have a training facility, a RACPO Performance, and it's crazy. You know, I have about 4 or 5 of my guys for this Georgetown football team, and I'm excited to see them boys go to work today. Yeah,
it's going to be a defensive battle here as we project 2 of the better defenses in the Austin area to go ahead and take the field. The Hutto Hippos wearing their black jerseys with white pants and black helmets walking onto the field, and it looks like a teammate perhaps with a injury in a wheelchair being the leader out there walked onto the field before they start picking up steam past the tunnel of cheerleaders led by the American and Texas flag for the Hutto Hippos taking on the field. And one of the big key players to watch tonight will be Landon Watson, number 21 for the Hutto Hippos, as a junior already committed to Louisiana State University. The LSU Tigers were hot on his trail. And when you go up and see a Division I guy that's committed to a Power 5 conference, what kind of things are you expecting out of those kind of players?
Big plays. Big plays. When you're talking about a Power 5 team like LSU, I mean, this is SEC football. He's going to be probably making some huge, big splash plays, and, you know, a big D lineman, a big body like that, I would expect those Georgetown boys to be running far away from Landon as possible.
It sounds to me like the eyes of Texas are playing from the Hutto band. They do have kind of a burnt orange color scheme going here, as you may see later on the stream, the video replay. There is a big H for Hutto High School in the middle, and a burnt orange stripe across the field at the home stands and scattered burnt orange as the sun sets here on the stadium. We are going to go ahead and take our last break before the national anthem and get a couple sponsors in. When we return, it'll be Kickoff from Hutto High School here on SHN Sports.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. Tell us your dreams at extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC. Matt Morrow of Gateway Mortgage Group is a proud supporter of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. As one of the country's largest privately held mortgage companies, you can expect smart solutions to meet nearly any mortgage need. From the right products to great rates and technology that powers it all, you'll find it here. Gateway Mortgage Group, your local residential lender. Borrow from Morrow. Visit them online at borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148.
We were pausing for a moment of silence here before we start the national anthem here, and once that goes on, we'll get you the results of the coin flip. A nicely done rendition of the national anthem done by the Hutto Hippos marching band. And as we get ready for the start of the Glenn Patterson first quarter here on SHN Sports, we're going to go ahead and check in with our third member of our broadcast crew, David England. And David, I understand you have some keys to the game to hopefully ensure a Eagles victory tonight.
Carl, that's right. I think if our defense plays like they've been playing all season, we should do very well. You've got this is a different Hutto team that we're facing tonight, and of course, naturally, a different Georgetown team. But they, as we remember, Chase Griffin and Chooks, and those guys have moved on to college, and this is a different team. The Hutto struggled against Conley, so I'm excited to see. As long as our offense plays consistently, there's no mistakes, there's no turnovers, things like that, I really think we're going to set ourselves up in a really good position for success tonight. So it's going to be a heck of a district opener for the Georgetown Eagles. We've got a really good turnout here tonight. The band's here, everybody's here, good crowd. And the weather's great. It's a beautiful night for Friday night football, but I'm looking forward to it. I really think that Georgetown, a lot of folks are saying that, this is Hutto's going to take this game. I don't know. I don't know. Not so fast.
Correct. Right on paper, you look at this state-ranked team, somebody who looks like they have just one of the top defenses in the area as we get ready for the captain's meeting and the coin toss. But, the game isn't played on paper. And here as the captain's meet, we'll get you the results of the coin toss. And as the pleasantries are exchanged, the coin, which always has to be explained, heads is one side, tails the other, call it in the air, will go ahead and take place with the referee. As Patrick Harris, the referee, says that the Eagles have won the coin toss, and they will defer to the second half. So the Eagles electing to kick off for the first half, and Hutto elects to head towards the north end zone to start off this game. They'll receive the kickoff, and as David goes ahead and gave his keys to the game, obviously it's always successful if you can go ahead and avoid turnovers. Last week the big difference was between Stephenville and Georgetown, that Stephenville started off Georgetown's homecoming game deflating the fans out of the game with a onside kick and then a reverse pass that went for 40 yards and a touchdown, and that turned out to be the difference in the game. So just a little lapse of focus at the start of the game goes ahead and perhaps costs you that game, and I'm sure you've been in situations like that before where two plays make the difference. Absolutely.
It's always everyone's trying to win the turnover battle. A lot of the times you can look at teams and you can see like who's the winning team, who won the turnover battle. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of these kids are, ripping the ball out, doing anything they can to create turnovers and, get their offense the ball quickly and score. But it's interesting. The coach went ahead and deferred. Looks like he is confident in his defense getting out there first, going against these Hutto boys. So
it will be Ryan Hansen and Xavier Phoenix back deep to receive the kickoff from the Eagles, as the Eagles here bring out two kickers to potentially kick this away. Matt Diaz, still dealing with an injury, will not be playing this evening. It will be kicked away on a 2-yard charge. It goes short, bounces at the 25-yard line, and is picked up by Hansen. He tries to fight his way a little past the 25 and is brought down at about the 29-yard line by a couple Eagles on the return. The leading tackler there is Nathaniel Martinez, and from the 29-yard line, the Hutto Hippos will start off their offense as the sun sets on Hutto High School.
Looks like Georgetown's lining up in the 3-4. They're going with 3 down linemen, going with 4 linebackers. So it seems to me like those got some good linebackers there that's going to be flying all over the football field. Interesting to see how they do against this Hutto offense.
Dog it out of the pistol, drop back on a pass, overthrows his intended receiver almost into the hands of the Eagles corner Aaron Bazile, and instead it'll fall incomplete and bring up 2nd and 10 from the 29.
Not a bad play there, not a bad play there. I like the DB. It would have been nice to come down with that one to start this football game off, but it looks like some solid coverage.
Williams moves out of the backfield and will head over to a diamond formation with 4 receivers on the left side, a single receiver isolated on the right side. On 2nd and 10, they throw it out to Williams in a screen play to the left side of the field, but he doesn't get much. In fact, I think he only gets back to the line of scrimmage as the Eagles went ahead and swarmed on that diamond formation over there.
Now that's normal because starting out, you want your quarterback to get comfortable in the pocket. You want to kind of build some momentum. So those short throws there, bubble screens, slants, those kind of easy momentum builder kind of plays is normal when you start a football game like this one.
Williams in the pistol. Doggett, the quarterback, with 3 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left on 3rd and 10. Drops back. He's under pressure right away. Rolls out to the right, fires a long ball down the right sideline, right into the hands of his intended receiver across the 30, the 20, defeats his corner and into the end zone. Touchdown. It's Harrison. DeJohn Harrison went ahead and took that one 71 yards, and on a 3rd and 10, the Eagles get burned on a deep ball route.
Big time play by that quarterback. I mean, the way he escaped the pocket, delivered the ball downfield, kept his eyes downfield, was able to catch his guy, Mr. Harrison, downfield for the touchdown play. That was a great play by the quarterback there.
And the point after attempt will be lined up and kicked away through the uprights by Evan Gutierrez. And just like that, the Hippos take a 7-0 lead over the Eagles. And, you know, it just comes down to 3 solid plays to start things off, Mike. And that one play where they were maybe just kind of let the receiver get behind the secondary, and that was the difference in that drive.
Well, whenever you're letting the quarterback escape the pocket, sometimes the DB kind of get caught looking in the backfield, and that's kind of what happened. He took his eyes off his guy. His guy kind of got loose. The quarterback escaped the pocket and was able to catch his guy deep for that touchdown throw right there. That's a great job.
Yeah, otherwise on that play, a good job to pressure Doggett out of the pocket, but unable to go ahead and pick it up. Waiting back deep is Brandon Bradford and Cade Lachlan to receive the ensuing kickoff here in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. It is Javier Pricado who will kick it off from the 40. He sends this one short. It'll be a fair catch called for and taken by one of the upmen for the Eagles, and that'll start the ball at the 25-yard line, as electing to not return that was John Miranda for Georgetown High School, and the Eagles will start at the 25-yard line looking to answer back.
Absolutely. Now, not a lot of the times what a lot of coaches do, they get antsy because it was just a big play, and then they go into their playbook. They want to draw up a big play to answer back real quickly, and it gets them in trouble. What Georgetown has to do right now is they have to stick to their normal game plan. They have to just continue to keep the ball moving the normal way that they would have done initially and just keep it rolling.
1st and 10 from the 25. Herman in the pistol. He hands it off to Edie, and then it's a reverse, and then it's a reverse pass, taking it down to the right side, and then just batted out of the hands of Jacob Trussell. A good coverage on the defensive side for Hutto as a creative play by the Eagles is broken up.
Looks like that guy just didn't get enough air on that ball. He looks like he had a receiver open downfield, just didn't quite get air on that ball. Not a bad play.
I believe that was Cade Lachlan delivering the pass on the reverse. And here it is 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass. The clock at 10:52. Edie goes into motion to be a pistol back as he gets the handoff running up the middle. He gets hit right away at the line of scrimmage, and I think he'll have no gain on the play, and they see that first defensive line for the first time tonight. Third and 10 here. Edie moves out into the slot, trips to the left for Darson Herman. He has nobody in the backfield with him. 5 wide on 3rd and 10. Now Edie comes in the pistol formation, dropping back. Edie will be in just for protection as Herman throws it deep down the field into double coverage, overthrows his intended receiver, and Fithian was maybe 2 strides away from catching up with that ball. That brings up 4th down. And we'll go ahead and check in with David England. David, what do you got for us?
Yeah, there's definitely some size on that Hutto D-line, you can tell. But I think our offensive line is a good matchup. We've got some big guys on our offensive line. That last play, it's unfortunate that number 88, Cade Lachlan, was wide open. Missed that one.
Yeah, just missing a little bit there, as that would have been a good opportunity to pick up the first down. So they went deep down the middle of the field, and the ball by Lachlan punted away as Harrison, who just scored that touchdown, was back deep to return the punt. Doesn't have an opportunity to return it. It's angled out at the 41-yard line in Hutto territory, and that is where the Hippos will take over after scoring on a 71-yard touchdown pass from Doggett to Harrison on the last series. Here comes Doggett coming back out with a 7-0 lead. 9:59 remaining in the first quarter here in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. Doggett with 2 receivers stacked on either side from the left hash mark. He's in the pistol. He hands it off to Williams, and Williams is eaten up in the backfield. He'll be brought down for a loss of about a yard on the play.
You know, Carl, I challenge. There's not been many teams that have been successful running up the middle on Georgetown as well. So neither team tonight is going to have very much luck running up the middle. That's what they're going to have to avoid if they're going to have success.
Doggett is not in a quarterback. It's a wildcat formation that goes ahead and gets back to the 41-yard line, the original line of scrimmage on 2nd and 11, and he goes ahead and only that, I believe that was Kendall Williams getting the direct snap. He only gets back to the 41-yard line, and it'll be 3rd and 9 here. Called 3rd and 10 for Doggett out of the pistol.
Looks like the Hippos is trying to just spread this team out a little bit. You know, they came out into doubles. Now they went into a trips look. They're still trying to run the ball up the middle. Just haven't been successful on this defense.
A throw across the middle is completed for a first down as he gets across the 45 into Georgetown territory. Doggett is able to hit his target, Joshua Gonzalez, for a first down. They're trying to tempo them here. Out of the pistol, they get the snap off before the chains are set. It's a handoff to Williams. Williams takes it around right end and gets it to the 36-yard line before he is brought down on the play. The tackle made by Marcus Herrera. Brings up 2nd and 4 as the clock moves at 8:25 of play in the first quarter. Trips left out of the pistol. Doggett will do a zone read, hands it off to Williams, and Williams is pulled down from behind by Colby Cummings, and that brings up 3rd down, no gain on the play.
Colby Cummings is a big, tall athlete. He's got those long arms and a lot of power. He's not going to let much get around the side of him. Sorry to interrupt.
Hippos getting their instructions from the sidelines. 2 receivers on both sides. Out of the pistol, Williams has Doggett in the shotgun, and now going in motion will be Gonzalez, and faking the handoff and then trying to throw across the middle. Incomplete, intended for Harrison. Doggett will face 4th down, and here's an interesting situation, Rack, where you're not necessarily in an area where you feel like a punt would do you much good, and you're definitely out of field goal range.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to this call right here. You know, they're across the 50, looking like they're going to be aggressive and go ahead and go for it on 4th down here. They have some playmakers here in the back for their quarterback. They have some playmakers at running back, so not a bad call.
Williams is in the pistol as Doggett gets ready to take the snap. A throw over the right side is caught by Harrison. He has the first down and gets to the 26-yard line. I beg your pardon, that was actually Javier Lambert, and that'll be a first down for Hutto as they convert it on 4th. $7:20 left to play in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter, and the Hippos keep their drive alive. 2 men in the backfield with Doggett as he's in the shotgun. He hands it off to Harrison in the backfield, and Harrison tries to stretch to the wide side of the field, turns around left end, turns the corner, gets to the 5, loses the ball. It's picked up, it bobbles into the end zone, and the Eagles hop on top of it. Touchback for Georgetown.
Big play there for Georgetown. That's the turnovers that we was talking about. If you want to win this football game, you have to be able to create turnovers. Great job by this Georgetown defense being able to create that turnover and recover it there in the end zone.
You know, you talked about it in the pregame. One of the big keys is trying to punch that ball out. It looks like the Eagles were able to do that before Harrison was down on the run, and it looked like the Hippos might have gotten a hand on it first at around the 10, but then the Eagles were able to pick up on it at the goal line and get this first turnover in a timely fashion as Hutto was getting into the red zone.
Absolutely, absolutely.
1st and 10 for Georgetown from the 20. It'll be a handoff here for Edey, and Edey gets across the 20, maybe picks up a yard to the 21, and brings 2nd and 9 up here as the Eagles elect to run it up the middle for the first play from scrimmage on this series. It's 6:40 left to play in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. Darson Herman shadows Edie over to the left side. A man goes in motion. That's Bradford. A pass out to Lockwood on a screen and trying to get away. Gets back to the 20-yard line, but he was wrapped up was Cade Lachlan, and Lachlan unable to really escape that initial hit. Just picks up about half a yard back to the line. Call it a gain of only half a yard and still be 3rd and 9 here. Ball marked on the 21. 6 minutes left to play in the first.
Now pay attention to the markers. They have to get to the first down marker to be able to keep these chains moving. So pay attention to the receivers. And
here's a rollout to the right. Herman looks to throw to the receiver, as you said, looking for the marker, just unable to connect with it, and that'll be incomplete.
I got pretty excited there for a second. I saw a big mismatch. Hutto number 11 was matched up against Corey Coleman. That was a cool opportunity because he's a big fella. Looked like a linebacker or a D lineman, number 11 for Hutto.
Yeah, the unfortunate incompletion there will go ahead and lead to 4th and 9 from the 21. Clock stopped at 5:46 through the incompletion. Harrison back at the 50 to receive this punt away from Lachlan. It's an end-over-end kick. Lachlan sends it to Harrison. Harrison tries to evade a couple tackles at the 50. He's able to fight forward to the 47-yard line, and I think he might even get a bad spot back to the 48, but that's where the Hutto offense will start in plus territory.
Carl, I want to go back to that play that created that turnover. If you watch Taylor Beal come around, he was getting held, and he got loose of that and continued to chase the ball. He ran all about 20 yards and caught up with the ball runner, and I don't know if he was the one that punted that ball out of his hands, but a lot of hustle by Taylor Beal on that play to create that turnover.
Well, the Eagles unable to do anything with that turnover, but they at least did avoid the score here. Trips to the left, Doggett in the pistol. Williams clears out of the backfield. He gets a swing pass and tries to find some running room. He gets hit at the initial line of scrimmage as the Eagles were able to sniff that one out pretty well.
great job by the Eagles. They lined up in trips. They tried to go to the trip side with the running back, go to the strong side there, get the ball upfield. Was unsuccessful. This Georgetown defense, again, is playing lights out there everywhere. That was Taylor Beal right on cue after David's update, making the stop there. Two receivers to the right side, a single receiver to the left, a tight end in the backfield, and a handoff to Williams on 2nd and 10. Williams gets across the 45 to the 40 before he was tripped up, and that was where he will officially be marked down at the 40-yard line. Hutto trying to tempo here on 3rd and short. They're going to mark the ball, and the officials almost slow down Hutto here. Two receivers to the left, and a expect the run here. Handoff to Williams, and Williams does go ahead and get the handoff and gets the first down. And yeah, Williams, he's been pretty consistent all night. At least be worth that first those few yards there.
Yeah, Williams seems to be like their every down back. You know, they when they want to pick up yards, they give the ball to Williams. He sticks his foot in the ground. He gets upfield.
1st and 10, ball at the 36-yard line for Hutto. 4:20 left to play in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. 4 receivers in a diamond formation on the left side of the field. A single receiver on the wide side of the field. Doggett scans to the left side of the field under pressure, and he's sacked. Couple Eagles in there on the sack, and a good job to immediately force the pressure and blow that play up. That's the second time the Eagles have seen that, and they're unable to get anything right there.
Great job. That's a great sack. If you know the quarterback, you know Doggett is looking to escape the pocket. He's looking downfield to see who he can find open. They caged the quarterback. Man, they was able to make a great play there. Great sack.
2nd and 19. The ball on the 45-yard line. Williams gets the handoff, and he's able to evade one tackle, but cuts forward to the 42, call it the 43-yard line, and that'll set up a 3rd and long for Hutto.
Looks like it was a busted play. Looks like the quarterback opened up the wrong way. It was a little bit of communications there between the quarterback and the running back, so Georgetown definitely caught a break on that one.
Doggett in the pistol. Williams behind him. Man goes in motion left to right. Dropping back for a pass is Doggett, swings back over to the left side, set up for a screen for Harrison. Harrison follows his blockers down the left side across the 30, the 20. Nobody in front of him at the 10, 5, touchdown Hutto.
Harrison has proven time and time after again in this game that he has a lot of speed. He is their playmaker. They're trying to get the ball in the hands of number 3. Georgetown has to figure out a way to stop Harrison if they want to stop these Hippos from getting in the end zone.
So did y'all see how that play, he did a quick look right, and then he knew exactly where he wanted to go. He went left, and the whole offensive line went to the left, and he had a
little misdirection there. Yep.
Yeah, they were able to fake him out here as the point after attempt is good for Evan Gutierrez, and Hutto extends their lead on Georgetown 14-0 here with 2:57 left to play in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home.
2:57 left in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter, and it's up the Hutto Hippos 14, Eagles nothing here. The ensuing kickoff high and short again. This time no fair catch called for. It's taken by one of the Upmen, and a good choice there as he's able to return it down the right sideline across the 35. He stopped at the 38-yard line, and that is John Miranda again doing a good job on special teams, this time electing to return it.
Number 29.
Oh, 29, a little hard to read 28 from 29 up here. Trent McConnell, the one who was able to return there. Thank you, David. And a 1st and 10 from the 37 for the Eagles, and this is a crucial offensive possession. They got to put some points up so they're not playing from behind too much all night.
Definitely a crucial offensive possession here. They have to put some points on the board. Now you can see probably the play calling is going to get a little bit more aggressive. They're trying to probably throw the ball now and get downfield, get in the end zone.
Herman will hand off fakes hand off to Edie, takes it around left end. He makes one man hit him, and he bowls over him to the 46-yard line. A pickup of about 8 yards brings up 2nd and 2. Herman really laying out there.
Quarterback showing some grit there, man. Kind of ran the guy over, got him a little bit of extra yards there. A great run by Herman.
Herman staying in the shotgun empty backfield this time. 4 receivers on the right side, a single receiver in the left. Now a man goes in motion. That is Trussell. Trussell will be in there as a blocking tight end, and then a run to the opposite side to the left for Herman to pick up the first down. And Darson Herman picked up that first down all by himself with the help of the offensive line. So the ball moves to the 48-yard line. Eagles still in their own territory. 1st and 10. Herman in the pistol. Edie behind him. 2 receivers to the right side, a single receiver to the left, and it's a play action. Passing it down to the right sideline. Herman has a man, and it's a completed pass to the right side of the field, and that is a great catch made there by, I believe, Brandon Bradford, and the Eagles want to tempo him. David, you get that number?
That's right, Brandon Bradford, 85.
Brandon Bradford there able to make the completion, and now here the Eagles are 1st and 10 from the 15, and Herman's going to roll out to the right, and he is eaten up there as the Hippos were ready to take him back, and that'll be a loss on the play. With 1:30 left to play in the first quarter, it'll set up 2nd and 15. Sometimes pace can backfire on you.
Absolutely. Looks like waiting for the call now. Okay, they're going.
Out of the pistol. Herman will move Edie over to the right side. And it'll be Edie who sets up the block for Herman, and Herman maybe only able to fall forward for a yard as he was good assignment football there by the Hippos to read out the run play.
If I might add, Chandler Herman, Darson Herman's older brother, who played in this game in 2016, was also a runner. He could pass really well, but he would also run, and then he went on down to UIW to play down there.
3rd and 13. It's 5 wide for Herman from the 18-yard line. Edie motions past the backfield. It was a swing pass set up for him, and a low throw from Herman falls incomplete. And the officials blow whistles related to a flag, but I don't see a flag out there. That'll bring up 4th down and a decision time here. I don't think this is field goal range, but obviously a punt wouldn't do much good either.
I think when you're missing your senior kicker, Diaz, I believe they've recruited some kids from soccer. I think 4th down they're going to go.
Darson Herman in the pistol, Edie behind him. 2 receivers on both sides. From the right hash mark, dropping back on 4th and 13. A pass up the middle, just off the fingertips, incomplete, intended for Jacob Trussell. And here comes a late flag, and the Eagles sideline erupts in joy here as we're in the stands. What was the flag about? We'll
Number
see.
6, Braylon Shug. It was just extra activity there after that play on the quarterback. You can't do that. That's a bonehead decision. You have to be able to stay poised in there. It was 4th down. Their Hutto offense should be coming on the field now. Looks like Georgetown's going to have an extra set of plays.
So a couple of plays back, I was watching number 6 because he was really eyeballing Corey Coleman. He didn't say anything, didn't do anything, but you could tell just that look. I was like, oh, is this going to get chippy in a little while? It's interesting.
Looks like the game is starting to get chippy now. Georgetown knows that they caught a break. They have to capitalize on it so they can, get within 1 score of these Hippos.
So, if I'm not mistaken, it was a dead ball foul after the result of the play, so the Hutto offense will be coming out here. And the ball will be placed at the 9-yard line. 17 seconds to go in the Glenn Patterson Realtor first quarter. And even though the Hippos do kind of catch a break in the sense that they don't lose possession on the turnover and downs, it will be a long field in front of them, 91 yards to be exact. Doggett out of the pistol will shovel it to Williams. Williams has a clear lane on the right side across the 20, and he's brought down at the 25-yard line. And saving that play from going any further was Taylor Beal, but a huge explosive play by Williams to get it across the 25 on 1st down.
He was coming right at me. He had 10 yards on either side of him, running through that hole. Huge hole, a lot of room to run. We've got to close those gaps up.
That's the end of the first quarter as Hutto elects not to tempo the Eagles and force the issue for one more play. So after 1 quarter complete here, the Hutto Hippos lead the Georgetown Eagles 14-0 on SHN Sports.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes. Or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a 3rd-generation resident of Williamson County, his knowledge will assure you will receive the best price for your purchase or sell. Don't wait. Contact Glenn today at PattersonPropertiesTX.com.
Start of the second quarter here from Hutto High School. Carl Schoening along with Mike Arakpo and David England up here helping us out as our producer is Nathan Height. And it'll be 1st and 10, the ball on the 28-yard line for Doggett, who's out of the pistol with Williams behind him, 2 receivers to the left, and it's a handoff to Williams, and Williams is met at the line of scrimmage and then taken down for a loss. His forward progress marked at the 26-yard line. And a good job on the Eagles' defensive side led by Connor Cummings to get through that penetration.
Again, it looks they're still trying to run the ball up the middle. It's been unsuccessful all night. They've been having some success on the perimeter, so I would expect them to start trying to throw the ball on the perimeter as they just did.
On 2nd and 12, they do go ahead and throw a screen pass out to the outside, and that was caught by Trey Pinelli, and Pinelli was able to scamper around one block to the 30-yard line, but still a 3rd and long here, 3rd and 8 with 11:10 left to play in the second quarter. It's the Courtney Home Inspections second quarter.
And I can assure you that Taco Williams definitely wrapped up that last tackle. He definitely wrapped up that runner. They're trying real hard not to let these guys get loose from him.
A change of the football, something that you don't usually see happen in the middle of a drive, goes ahead and happens now here. Didn't quite catch why, but they stopped the clock, as the play ended up out of bounds. Now they wind it up. I guess either way, the clock operator starts it again. Doggett will drop back for a pass. He completes a pass again, this time to Pinelli, and Pinelli gets it across the 45 to the 48-yard line. That's more than enough to move the chains. A big gain of 17 yards on 3rd down keeps this Hutto drive alive.
Huge 3rd down gain there. He just had all the time in the world in the pocket. He sat in the pocket, delivered a throw, made a big-time 3rd down catch for a 17-yard gain.
Doggett with trips to the right will have a zone read. Hands it to Williams. Williams with a big hole. Lane opens up. He gets across midfield to the 45. Picks up a solid 13 yards on 1st down, and Hutto's in a rhythm right now. It'll be Doggett taking a high snap, handing off to Williams again. He's been their workhorse. He gets it to the 37-yard line on 1st down, and call it the 36 as Williams is getting a chance to really pad his stats so far with his opportunities.
Williams is what every offensive coach loves. He's a downhill runner. He gets the ball. He's looking to go downhill. He also has some speed on him, but he's having some success so far on his Georgetown D-line.
2nd and 6 from the 36. Overthrowing Pinelli is Doggett, and that will bring up 3rd down, and an out route right there for a hot receiver. Unable to pull it down was Pinelli. 3rd and 6, ball on the 36-yard line. Doggett with 2 receivers on both sides from the left hash mark. He's going to change the play up. He has Williams behind him, set up in a pistol. Claps his hands for the snap. He drops back for a pass, fires it deep down the left sidelines, and overthrows Harrison again. And as you said earlier, Doggett's always looking for Harrison, and they had him in triple coverage that time.
Triple coverage. That's how good this kid is. He's having a good game so far. I don't blame him, but that's a good job. They was able to, lock him up there and keep him out of the end zone.
As he was the one who took it 71 yards for the first score of the game, and he was also a big factor on a drive that resulted in an Eagles forced turnover. Here the Hutto Hippos are on 4th and 6. They're going from the Eagles' 36-yard line. Doggett drops back, fires over the left side. Pass completed to Pinelli at around the 20-yard line. He had to sky for that one on a jump ball, but he brings it down, and the Hippos inch closer to the red zone here with the 4th down conversion. They get it to the 21-yard line in Eagle territory.
It's something that they've been doing this game. They've been going for it on 3rd downs. They've been going for it on 4th downs. Georgetown has to be able to get these guys off the field whenever they get into those kind of situations.
Doggett in the pistol with Williams behind him. Fakes the handoff to Williams, but that will lead to him being sacked in the backfield as Matt Anderson, who is a welcome sight, comes on back. And David, you were talking about him maybe being a game-time decision. Good to see him back on the field. It
is good to see him back. He and Taylor Beal create a lot of havoc for the opposing team, and he's got those long legs. He can chase down a lot of plays.
Always good to see when those linebackers are able to get in the backfield and make plays, man. He looks like he got some speed on him. That's a great job by Matt there.
And this play will be blown dead before it gets going. Usually that's in the area of a false start.
Mike, with them playing this 3-3 stack, it's just interesting to see those linebackers with the 3 linebackers. They've got a lot of options to run around. What do you think?
Yeah, normally when you have some speed at linebacker and you're playing the 3-3 stock, it's because you have some dogs at linebacker, some big dogs that be able to get sideline to sideline. So again, I'm expecting a big game out of these linebackers, being able to get in the backfield, being able to go sideline to sideline, chase the ball, make plays.
An illegal motion there on the Hutto offense backs them up and makes this a 2nd and 20. The ball moved back to the 31-yard line. Clock moving at the 8:21 mark here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. High snap taken by Doggett as he drops back for a pass. Fires it across the middle. It's intercepted at the 20-yard line by an Eagle. Going down 25 to the 30 and running out of bounds, angling at the 35-yard line. That looks like Tommy Wilson from up here, or was that maybe Sal De La Rosa? You had the better angle down there, David. Who'd you see?
Looks like number 20, Sal De La Rosa to me.
It was 20, Sal De La Rosa, and he was able to pick up a nice interception right as you guys were praising the linebackers, Mike.
Yeah, one of my guys, Saul, man. Good job. He had a great offseason, man. It's a great job for Saul.
So 8:08 left to play in the second quarter, and we're talking about this being a opportunity for Hutto to score when it's a 14-0 game, and they get a little spark from the defense to hopefully bring some momentum onto the offensive side.
Well, Georgetown is winning the turnover battle. So now you want to see what can you do with it. Are you going to be able to capitalize off that turnover and be able to get in the end zone right here?
1st and 10, a screen pass out to Trussell, and Trussell was able to get across the 45. He's close to the yard to gain. They might go ahead and move the chains, and they will go ahead and move the chains on first down. First down picked up by Jacob Trussell on the screen pass as they are a few yards away from getting into Hutto territory. Trips to the left, out of the pistol. Herman claps his hands twice as a dummy count, and I think they're going to change the play. Herman out of the pistol, trips left. 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line. Herman's going to keep it running around left end, gets across midfield, and gets to the 45. And you like to see your quarterback run like a running back. You got it in Herman.
He's definitely got that size to be able to do that. Give him the ball. He's run over several people already tonight.
That was a gain of 9 on first down. 2nd and 1, the ball at the Hutto 43 as the Eagles are trying to score off of an interception from De La Rosa, evading a sack and now firing it deep down the middle of the field, incomplete, as Herman was looking for Lachlan there. And Cade Lachlan, covered well by the Hutto defense, will go ahead and bring up 3rd and 1. The clock stops at 7 minutes on the incomplete pass here in the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter.
I like the play call. Take a shot. You've got, turnover, and you want to see if you can capitalize, like Mike said. Take that opportunity. Now you're still 3rd and 1. You're still 3rd and short.
3rd and 1 here, and it'll be Edie moving to the right here, but flags come in and a false start as somebody jumped on the Eagle side.
This is the time in the game when it gets a little antsy, like we said, man. They have to be able to stay disciplined. On this.
Well, instead of what was probably going to be a run play, you now almost turn it into a passing down, and it'll be 3rd and 6, the ball marked at the 48. Empty backfield for Herman here. 2 receivers to the left from the left hash mark, 3 receivers on the right, and it's a pass to the right side of the field. That one might have been deflected at around the line of scrimmage. It was intended for Tyler Fithian. It bounced to his general area as that one was well short and brings up 4th down. The Eagles are going to go for it.
They are putting some pressure on the quarterback. Herman, unfortunately, does not have a lot of time in the pocket right now. As soon as they hike the ball, he has to get the ball out of his hands quick.
And the Eagles want to talk this one over. They're going to go ahead and take a timeout. We'll take it with them. It's 4th and 6 from the 48 coming up in a moment with 6:56 left to play in the Courtney Home Inspections second quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
It's 4th and 6 from the Hutto 48. The Eagles looking for a fourth down conversion. 6:56 left to play in the second quarter. Instead, they're going to drop back for a pooch punt. Nobody really back deep to receive, so this one takes a great Eagles bounce, and it'll roll right into the end zone for a touchback. And almost angled out of bounds, but instead that will just be giving it up to, I believe, the 25-yard line or to the 20-yard line where Hutto will take over. I suppose right idea there, because if you didn't convert, that would be really good field position for Hutto offense that's been able to move the ball pretty well so far.
Yeah, it looks like they're just elected to go ahead and pooch punt it. You know, get out there on the field and play some defense, get a stop, get the offense the ball back again.
So the Hutto offense, led by Grayson Doggett, will go ahead and take the field. Trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. Williams behind Doggett. 1st and 10 from the 20. And a high snap that Doggett will have to fall back on the 9-yard line to make sure that that one doesn't end up into the hands of an Eagle. And can't really say that the defense did it, but the defense will appreciate it.
Absolutely. The defense will appreciate it. Got the ball pushed back a little bit here.
So the ball on the 9 brings up 2nd and 21 for the Hutto offense. And they've elected to kind of slow down here to make sure that they're all on the same page. Out of the pistol, Doggett with Williams behind him. Trips to the left, a single receiver to the right from the right hash mark. It is a handoff to Williams, who follows his blockers, goes around right and gets across the 20, the 25, 30, and an explosive play. Picks up the first down. A late flag comes in after the play. That might be a flag on the Eagles, because Williams goes ahead and takes that just to the yard to gain. But we'll see what the penalty flag is. David, did you happen to catch it down there?
I did not. It almost looked like it was a little bit of a late hit. I saw Taylor Beal running pretty fast towards the sideline, though. Let's see what the referee has to say.
Yeah, your eyes did not deceive you, David. It was Taylor Beal going ahead and maybe just a fraction of a second late, but it's still a late hit, and that adds on 15 yards to an explosive Williams run and moves the ball to the Hutto 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Doggett has 2 receivers to the left, 2 men in the backfield with him out of the pistol. He flips it to Williams. Williams under pressure immediately, and it's Taylor Beal trying to make up for some of that penalty yardage. A tackle for loss to the Hutto 41-yard line.
You know, Louisiana Monroe is getting a doozy with Taylor Beal there. He is all over the field, no stop with him.
Yeah, a future Sun Belt player goes ahead and makes the stop for a loss of 5. Clock moving here, 5:20 left to play in the Courtney Home Inspections second quarter. Doggett gets his instructions from the sideline. 2 men in the backfield with him, 2 receivers to the left, a single receiver wide to the right. Drops back, scans to the left, fires it to Pinelli. Pinelli does a stutter step, but he is brought down, and making a nice hit initially is Aiden Valencia, the defensive back. Goes ahead and makes sure that that one only picks up about a yard.
It was interesting, those wide receivers kind of acted like that was going to be a run play. They just kind of hung out there, and then they tossed it out to him. So our DBs stepped back a little bit.
4:39 left to play in the second quarter. 2 receivers on both sides. Out of the pistol, Doggett. He drops back for a pass on 3rd and 14. Fires it deep down the left sideline. He overthrows his intended receiver by a solid 15 yards, and then almost gets intercepted by Aaron Bazile, but I think he would have been out of bounds. Like, that was an off-target pass, Rack.
Yeah, he can't afford to make those kind of throws. He just have to, if there's nothing available, just throw the ball away, live to see another down.
It looked like it was a miscommunication. Number 5 stopped on a route. Looked like he thought it was supposed to go this way, and it went that way.
Well, that will be a fourth. That'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 14 to be exact, from the 43-yard line, and Hutto will punt this one away. Cade Lachlan back deep to receive, and a flag comes in here, as I think that was a false start on the Hutto special teams.
Number 37, Taylor Beal, jumping up there, right there on top of him. He made him a little nervous there.
Yeah, it looks like one of the Eagles went across the line of scrimmage just to make sure that the officials saw what he saw, and that backs him up 5 yards, and Lachlan will go ahead and bounce up about 5 yards. This one punted away, and it'll be a wobbly kick that bounces at the 35 and rolls horizontally to the sidelines, and it really straddles that 35-yard line, and the Eagles will take over from there. So 4:16 left to play until halftime, and all things considered, Hutto and their sophomore quarterback got things going off pretty early. They haven't been able to score since their first 2 scores. It's 14-0, and the Eagles would like to find a little momentum going into the locker room here. A 4-minute drive would be just what the doctor ordered for Darson Herman and the Eagles. He fakes the handoff to Edie on 1st and 10, fires it over to Lachlan, who completes the pass at the 40 and is able to spin around a defender to get to the 42-yard line. And on the coverage and the stop was Xavier Phoenix, but a nice completed pass there.
Great completed pass there, but believe it or not, Georgetown is in this football game. I mean, they put together a great drive here. They go down only 1 score right before halftime. They're able to talk it over with their team and get them going back into the second half. So look to see what they're going to do.
They did defer to get the ball back in the second half, and then a quick swing pass out to the left side of the field is blown up right away as Jake McCown, the tight end, loses yards on the play, and it's back to the 38-yard line. 3rd and 7 here as McCown had his number called, and perhaps a little bit of a busted play.
I agree with Mike. If we burn some clock here going to the halftime, the defense gets more rest.
Herman is hit as he throws. The ball comes loose. It's scooped up by a Hippo. He's taking it across the 20 to the 10. At the 5, he spins down inside the 5-yard line. Then the ball comes loose again. The officials go ahead and say this one was blown down, but it looked to me like Braylon Sugg was the one who came up with the it was Braylon Suggs who came up with the fumble, and he takes it in the other way for the Hippos inside the 5, and that's just a momentum shift of unfortunate nature for the Eagles.
I should mute my mic a little more often. Goodness.
Yeah, there goes.
That's a tough break for Georgetown right there. Tough break, man. It's a tough break.
Some discussion going on down there at the 10-yard line, the officials gathering.
Yeah, the ball came loose at the end of that fumble recovery, and I think they're maybe trying to discuss it, but I think they blew the whistle play dead before it came out. So I think they're just going to go ahead and say that discussion led to nothing, and the result of the play will be Hutto's football at around the 5-yard line. Oh, wow. Hutto catches a break then. It's not a tough break. It's a good break for Hutto. It was an incomplete pass. He was hit as he threw, and the ball went forward. But because of the hit, the officials talked it over and said that the ball was an incomplete pass, and you don't necessarily need to, as you know, as someone who's delivered some big hits, Rack, the ball doesn't necessarily need to go towards a receiver when a linebacker delivers a blow.
Yeah, that's an interesting call there. That's a huge break for Georgetown there. It could have been a real game changer. So it looks like they were able to get the ball back. They're going to go ahead and punt and, change the field.
They will go ahead and punt this one for no return to big number 3, Harrison, who was waiting back, the playmaker will not get an opportunity to return the ball, and it looked like it was angled out at around the 45-yard line. That's where the Hippos will take over with 2:57 left to play in the first half. They'll go ahead and mark them at the...
Yeah, that ball went out of bounds pretty early.
Yeah, the 46-yard line. The initial official and even the chain gang wasn't quite sure where to go until just a moment ago. So they even mark it up another yard to the 47-yard line. The chain gang will have to go the opposite direction. They're still thinking the Eagles have the football. And now they're set here as the Hippos will have they're going to run out of that Wildcat again. It's Harrison. Harrison weaving through the defense across the 35 to the 30, down the right side on the 20, 10, end zone, touchdown, Harrison. He takes it 46 yards for a touchdown, his second of the evening, and the Hippos take a 20-0 lead over the Eagles. We talked about it. Harrison is a dangerous, shifty, and fast weapon for the Hippos.
Absolutely. I mean, the guy is a game changer. I mean, they're literally just giving him the football. He's making the plays, just making people miss, finding a way to get extra yards after contact. He's getting himself in the end zone. That's the second one for the night.
The point after attempt from Gutierrez will be through the uprights and good, and that will be the third touchdown and the 3-touchdown lead to the Hutto Hippos here in the second quarter, the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com.
2:47 left to play in the first half. The Hutto Hippos lead 21-0 over the Georgetown Eagles, and we decided to look up DeJohn Harrison, and he is a 3-star recruit that has offers from Arizona, Kansas State, Arizona State, Colorado State, your old stomping grounds, and University of Houston, and also your old stomping grounds, Texas State. We were going to say we should go down and make an offer for Coach Spavital. Instead,
right.
he has some other offers. The ensuing kickoff will go ahead and be end over end taken by Bradford. Bradford goes ahead and follows blockers across the 35-yard line, and across the 30-yard line. He gets stopped short of the 35 at around the 32-yard line. But, yeah, a lot of talent on this Hutto side of the field, and Harrison showing off why so many schools are looking at him.
You know, Carl, Mike, we're talking to Todd Robertson, the voice of the Hippos, earlier before the game. They were talking about some facilities upgrades, and I've just looked over in the Georgetown stands, and I'm seeing quite a bit of orange because on the Hutto side it's packed. There's not any room. So that's interesting. They've got to bleed over to the Georgetown visitor side.
I suppose everything's been calm over here. Here it is 1st and 10 for the Eagles. 2:42 left to play from their own 32. A swing pass out to the right side, incomplete, as that one was intended for Tyler Fiffian as they tried to hit him running an out route, and that will go ahead and be incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Ball still on the 32-yard line. Clock stops at 2:36.
What's interesting is that Georgetown has not yet really attacked this defense downfield. They haven't really attacked the middle of the field, and we're still, waiting to see this quarterback really just set his feet and try to find some guys downfield.
Well, he'll have an opportunity here. Empty backfield. Edie will go ahead and shift into a pistol formation. 2 receivers on both sides, and it will be a handoff to Edie, who goes around left end, and Edie gets it to the 35-yard line, and that's a gain of 3 yards, and 3rd and 7 coming up here, but now will probably be an obvious passing down rack.
Absolutely. It's 21-0 right now. It's 2 minutes before halftime. You do get the ball back, but it'll be nice to kind of squeak into halftime with a quick score here.
Trips right, 2 receivers on the left, and Now man goes in motion left to right. That's Lachlan that's Bradford. But under pressure was Herman, and then he dropped the ball. This time it might not be ruled a forward pass. It looked like he was in a throwing motion. Instead, it was picked up by a Hippo, and that will be ruled a fumble, recovered by Hutto, and this time around they'll get to keep it. I don't think the officials will rule that was a forward pass. And if I'm not mistaken, the man making the that was Jason Vogel, the linebacker, able to come up with the hit and the recovery.
Yeah, it looks like a solid play there. That looks like a clean fumble. Quarterback kind of got to do a better job of being able to keep possession of that ball and just, make sure that he's protecting that football.
Minute 49 left to play in the first half, and the Hippos in the red zone following the fumble, and they're looking to add on to their 21-0 lead. Doggett motions his receiver, and then it'll be a receiver pass into the end zone. Harrison unable to come down with it on the pass attempt from Joshua Gonzalez, and play towards the end zone falls incomplete, but the Eagles do a good job covering the play. Clock stops at a minute 43 left to play in the second quarter. It's the Courtney Home Inspection second quarter. Doggett in the pistol from the 15-yard line. It will be a handoff to Williams. Williams tries to follow his right guard. He dances in the backfield and then is able to shift his way to the 10-yard line for a pickup of about 5 yards, and 3rd and 5 coming up here. Clock moving at a minute 25 left to play in the first half, I should say.
Feels like they're fine with letting that clock run and get into the half here.
Yeah, we'll see how urgent it is for the Hippos. They have all 3 timeouts left. The Eagles have 2. 2 men in the backfield with Doggett out of the pistol, and he hands it off to Williams. Williams runs up the gut and will get a few yards to the 7. And that brings up 4th down. The yard to gain is the 5, so a field goal might be in order here for Hutto, but I think they're going to just burn one of their 2 timeouts, and we'll go ahead and take it with them. So 21-0 your score. The Hutto Hippos looking to add on to their 3-touchdown lead. We'll be back in a moment. 51 seconds left to play in the second quarter on SHN Sports.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
We're back here. It is 51 seconds left until halftime. Hutto with a 21-0 lead, and the Eagles trying to stop them and take some kind of momentum here, as they've had one turnover taken away from them, thanks to the officials calling it a incomplete pass. But then a following offensive series, the fumble was recovered into the red zone by the Hutto Hippos. They're trying to punch it in. It's 4th and 2. The ball is on the 8-yard line, and Doggett is in the shotgun. A heavy set here as
probably go play action here. Oh, they're choosing to run the ball.
Yeah, Williams will run it up the middle, and man, he bounces outside, and he was stopped short. So that'll be a turnover on downs, and the Eagles get a much-needed stop. And Williams had been good for those 2 or 3 yards, and he doesn't get him there.
Great stop there. Great stop by the Eagles. Looks like they're going to get the ball back. 45 seconds left on the clock. Interesting here to see now what these coaches on this Georgetown football team elect to go with.
It's really nice to see the defense step up there and get that goal line stand, essentially, is what it looks like from here.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and see if they do start to look towards the deep balls, as you were mentioning, as Herman needs to get a lot of ground covered quickly. The ball's on the 8-yard line. Eagles in their own territory. Herman 1st and 10 will elect to keep it as he runs around left end, gets across the 10. He's fighting forward across the 15 and is brought down short of the 20. And Herman will go ahead and stop the clock at 36 seconds to move the chains, as he did it with his legs there. Clock will pick up here. Eagles have 2 timeouts left, 30 seconds into the first half, and Herman will hand it off to Edie this time. Edie goes up the middle, and he gets to the 20 for a gain of 2 yards, and Eagles might be content to go ahead and just head into the locker room here, as they'll only really have time for 1 play left. They're not using their timeouts. Herman in the pistol. 2nd and 9, ball on the 20. He drops back for a pass. He pump fakes, and now he'll tuck it and run across the 25 to the 30. Runs out of bounds at around the 31-yard line. He picked up the first down for the Eagles on a run for 11 yards, but that will not be enough to get the clock back into second left. He thought he might have been able to time that well. He didn't, and that is the end of the first half. So 21-0 your score. The Hutto Hippos lead the Georgetown Eagles, and the Eagles will get the ball back to start the second quarter. Rack, thoughts on the first half before we send it to the halftime show?
Man, it's been some football being played here. I mean, the Hutto Hippos came to play. Looks like their playmakers is solidifying themselves. They got the quarterback Doggett has had a great first half of football. You got Williams and Harrison that's been, I mean, all over the field. Their playmakers are finding ways to make plays. This Georgetown offense have to figure out a way to get going. You know, this is what's happening right now is, you know, Hutto is continuing to find a way to score, and Georgetown, unfortunately, is not. So I'm pretty sure they're going into halftime. They're talking it over with the offensive coaches. They're going to adjust the game plan a little bit and find ways to get in the end zone.
And David, any thoughts from you before we send it over to SHN Football Friday?
Yeah, Carl, Mike, I agree. You know, our defense is we're gonna need to lean on our defense to help keep us in this game. And like Mike said, our offense has got to figure out a way to make some plays, and our receivers need to catch those balls and just play very disciplined. Our O-line has been very good, with the exception of, you know, that one 3rd and 1 penalty. But, you know, our D-line is getting pressure on their quarterback. I think we're even on the turnover match, but now our defense has got to shut them down. And there's speed, too. Gosh, you know, Hutto's athletically, they've got some speed, and we've got to be prepared for that and, you know, acknowledge that and anticipate it. So it'll be interesting to see what adjustments are made, and Coach Beatty, the offensive coordinator, and Coach Griffin, they'll come up with some stuff to get the offense moving. We haven't seen Edie, or we haven't seen Oldorp yet, have we, Carl?
No, we have not. He has not come in according to my eyes.
So that might, you know, who knows? I don't believe he's injured, so maybe they mix things up a little bit, but we'll enjoy the bands, halftime. You know, first district game for Georgetown. District season is upon us.
All right, great. Thank you for those thoughts, David and Rack. As you guys mentioned, it was definitely a big half for the speedy Hutto offense, probably led in total offense by DeJohn Harrison. We'll go ahead and let the Eagles marching band play for your ears, and then we're going to send it over to SHN Football Friday. Stay tuned with us. It's 21-0. Hutto leads Georgetown on SHN Sports.
Officer's Choice of the Week is Olivia Stroud, and the Georgette of the Week is Shelby Hunt. The Georgettes would like to dedicate this performance to all the people who've been affected by breast cancer. They're dancing with pink ponds in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Now watch the Georgettes as they perform a jazz screamer routine to this oldie mashup of Devil with a Blue Dress On and Good Golly Miss Molly. 1, Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The Georgettes are under the direction of Miss Nikki Crossan.
Eagle Band parents of the week are our fabulous pit and prop crew. Thank you for all your hard work. Finally, the Eagle Band would like to wish good luck to the Hutto Hippo Band at tomorrow's Brisker Ridge Marching Festival. Come see the Eagles march at 2 p.m. and the Hippos at 5:15 p.m. Georgetown High School Eagle Marching Band and Color Guard will now perform their entire 2019 competition show. The band would like to dedicate tonight's performance to Scout Schultz and all kids fighting cancer. We love you, Scout. Now, please enjoy as the Pride of Georgetown presents our 2019 competition show, Contagion! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's hear it for Coach Griffin and our Eagle football team in the second half. And remember, Eagle fight never die.
You've been handling the expansion and what it means to you to see so many people want to get involved and assist with how does it feel to see kids want to help out other kids?
Just to hear you say that, it's just puts a big smile on my face. So, at 2 a.m. when you're probably asleep, well, I'm not. So that's how I handle the expansion. But it really is, we try to keep it so simple and not get, too big for our britches. Don't overthink it. Just keep this simple, and let's help teach kids how to help each other. Maybe the football team says, punch the Panthers and bring backpacks for the locker this week at the game. We just try to put it in the kids' hands to do that and to see the growth of it and to see kids come to me and say, Miss Crosby, I want this at my school. Will you help me do that? It's so, well, I don't know. It's emotional, but it's really cool to see that happen and to see children step up for one another unselfishly. And these kids are passionate about helping each other. And then last week at Eastview, I want to give an amazing shout out to Eastview High School. So last week, they gathered, I think there were 72 volunteers from Eastview High School. We had ROTC, softball, the locker club, football team. So many kids came together, and we gave 252, I think they said, free haircuts to kids in Georgetown. The kids did that. I wasn't even there. I was up watching my kid play football in Green Bay last Thursday night, and they did that. These kids, they got the stylist together. They contacted them. They did the sweeping of the floors. They had movies and popcorn, and they registered 252 people. The kids did that. They got that put together. And this is our third year to do it, and we've never given less than 220 haircuts. They get the flyers approved. They get them sent out to the schools. They do all those things. They find out, can you give haircuts in the school cafeteria? Is that a health issue or is it not? I don't do that. We just help pose those questions to them. So the kids did it, and we met just this Wednesday together and talked about how that felt, and to listen to the kids so emotionally and so proud of themselves talk about, how a kid comes in maybe shy and quiet, and they leave with just standing up straight and their new haircut. And we've discovered over this 3 years doing this project that there are a lot of high school kids who have never had a real professional haircut before. Can you imagine that, being in high school? So we're able to do that and give back. And these stylists, thank you all. If you're listening tonight, thank you for the time that you give for that. They donate their time, 4 or 5 hours after a long day at their job, cutting hair all day, to the locker kids to do that. Isn't that the coolest thing?
It sounds so amazing, and as you said, it's just so kind of heartmarking to just see all these kids take it upon themselves to help out other kids. It
is, and that's who we are as a foundation, is kids helping kids in need. Every kid, every single kid. You just have to have that need, and the school contacts us, and we fill the need. Whatever, kind of the odd things. Now, you've mentioned how kids can get involved. What about someone like me, myself, or Michael? How could someone like us get involved? There are so many ways to do that, and I'm glad. Thank you for asking that. So we're always having projects, for adults to support, because the kids want to help, but let's face it, they don't have the finances to do that. So when they reach out to the community and say, we're having, clean up the Cougars, or whatever their little catch is for that, is to support the kids in that, to bring the shampoo, the deodorant, the toothpaste, whatever they're asking for, to support them. And when you do that, just say, hey, great job, keep this up. We all like to be told that we're doing something good and something worthwhile and making a difference. So to support the kids, they have a lot of events in the community, just really to support that. We also are looking for volunteers to help in our physical lockers on campus, to be there so the doors can stay open, all during the day, so the kids can come in and get what they need. So we're looking for that. You can just donate. You can bring it to our office. You can take donations to either high school and Sonic on Austin Avenue. You can just put it right out your window to them too, and they'll get it to us. So those things, and thelocker.info is our website, thelocker.info. And so we have a thing that says donate on there. Cash donations are really important. And also it has a list of the things we keep all the time in the locker, the basics. And cash donations do things like when we get a call from a school that we have a child who's been coming to school for a week or two in the same clothes every day. So we actually take that child and buy them a week's worth of clothes, school supplies. We buy lots of shoes. And so those kinds of things. So that allows us to do that. We do AP test fees for a kid. For kids, we do caps and gowns. A lot of fees for classes this year we saw as the school year started. For their classes, they have to pay a fee, and PE uniforms and athletic uniforms, just a lot of things that aren't covered anymore for kids. Or when my kids were there, but they aren't now. So we're just contacted. And like I said, we don't know who the kids are most of the time unless we actually take them shopping. But we just say, okay, here. Keep the kid doing what they need to do. And sometimes it's as simple as, the shirt that the team wears on game day. And a kid will quit if they don't have that. They're embarrassed or they don't feel a part of it. So coach will contact us and we just say, sure, here's get the kid the shirt. And so those cash donations, those are the things. So we can say yes when the call comes to us and we get the request from the school district that we can do that. So.
Well, that is thelocker.info for more information on how you can help get involved, and you also send out a newsletter. I did see.
We do. Mm-hmm. You can sign up on our website for that, and we blast. It's just an e-newsletter once a month, and let you know what's coming up, what awesome things the kids have been doing, and we just share lots of photos of the neat things that they're doing and what's coming up and how you can help us. And sometimes, like if the weather turns cold, like usually this time of year we have that cold snap and no one's ready for it. We're all ready for it this year, but they're not ready. We'll put out a blast that say, our kids are cold. We could use some hoodies. And so people start bringing those to us. So, or if there's a big need that happens, we'll put that out too to ask for help from the community.
Great timing with the cold front supposedly coming in next week. But again, 95-degree weather in October. You never know.
This is crazy.
So good to be prepared either way. One last question for you, Mrs. Crosby, before we let you get going. Mason of the Packers, your son, travel to Arlington this Sunday afternoon to take on the Cowboys. Assuming you'll be there, it's a bit of a two-part question. Assuming you will be there, who do you have winning that game?
Well, the Packers. We are going, of course. Our whole family will get to go and be there with Mason, his brother and sister, Ashley and Reese, who live here in Georgetown, and the grandkids who, they're all from here. So that we'll all be there as a family, so that'll be great. And it's always a great game when the Packers and the Cowboys play. I was watching a highlight reel on Packers.com, and it was like, the history. All the way back to the Ice Bowl and the first championships before Super Bowls, the Packers and Cowboys. So it's always exciting. It's always controversial, it seems, and a lot of energy. So we will be there. And, my husband and I grew up in the area. And my parents were actually original Dallas Cowboy ticket holders back in the Cotton Bowl days.
Wow.
So we go way back with that, but we are all in Packers. But anyway, so we'll be there, and comes down to that last kick a lot of times, it seems like, or that last Hail Mary or what it is. So I know it'll be a great game, and we're just grateful that we get to be there. And I heard Mason this week say, I get to go home and breathe in some Texas air. So he is still a Texas boy, definitely a Georgetown boy. And, he talks a lot about growing up here. I hear him on interviews talking about Texas football and Georgetown football and Eagle Fight Never Dies. And I know that's the other school, but still, it's still our town. But I really love that he still feels so connected to home, that it's our home. We love Georgetown, and so that's my guess. I don't know. It just comes down, 2 years ago, we went back and forth in the last minute. We had the lead. We took the lead. They took the lead back, and then that kicker took it for good. Mm-hmm. So it, you don't know, but I know it'll be a great game. It always is. Who do you think? Just tell me the truth.
I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm scared after that game against the Saints last week. So I got to think another close one, possibly decided by a Mason Crosby field goal.
That'd be awesome. But it will be a great game. Who do you think? Cowboys.
Michael Francis picking the Cowboys,
Yeah.
for those that can't hear.
Yeah, and I want to tell you guys too, thank you so much for partnering with us this year and supporting the locker so openly. We appreciate that. We really do. It was started by athletes in the beginning 11 years ago, and just to partner with your organization. And Rob Hipp isn't here tonight, but what a great guy, and thank you for supporting us this year on air and in so many ways. We really appreciate it.
As always, and we appreciate your sponsorship and your help as well. TheLocker.info for all that information. Mrs. Crosby, thank you so much for joining us again tonight. And we'll let you get going as we're nearing the end of halftime. And we will go to a quick commercial break, and when we return, we've still got about 10 minutes left here at halftime at Birkelbach Field. The Cubs lead it 20-14 over the Patriots. We'll throw it to SHN Football Friday at the SHN Sports Studio for a couple of minutes for you. Stay tuned. We'll have more exciting action and the start of the second half just after this.
The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas high school football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com. Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home. Locally owned by Pam and Al Bartschmid, College Street Cottages is proud to offer vacation rentals in beautiful and historic Georgetown, Texas. With premium amenities and comfortably sized spaces, our cottages provide the best accommodations that Georgetown has to offer. All of the remodeled 1940s cottages include complete use of the entire house and yard, fenced backyard with seating, eating area, and a barbecue grill, convenient parking in front, and detached garages. For more information and to book, visit collegestreetcottages.com.
Back here at Birkelbach Field, still the middle of halftime, where the Brenham Cubs lead it 20-14 over the Eastview Patriots. And we will go ahead and throw it to the SHN Sports Studio for SHN Football Friday with your hosts, Stephen Strong and Justin Simmons.
Jimmy Jacobs' reputation for building beautiful custom homes in Central Texas speaks for itself. For over 30 years, he has been behind some of the most successful and sought-after new home developments in Georgetown. Grand Endeavor Homes represents a new era of elegant custom home building. Now joined by his son, Justin Jacobs, Jimmy has launched Grand Endeavor Homes to continue his legacy and reputation for custom homes in Georgetown and the surrounding areas. Visit GrandEndeavorHomes.com for details and directions to the model home. Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com. 2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com. 2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg.
Testing 1, 2.
We are back here. It is the end of halftime here between the Hutto Hippos and the Georgetown Eagles. It's 21-0. As we hope you enjoyed the Rob Hipp Insurance halftime show. The Hippos led by the strong offense of DeJohn Harrison in front of the Eagles, 21-0, and here it's a good time for the Eagles to basically be happy that they elected to defer in the second half, or defer to the second half, and they'll get the kickoff and hopefully a shot to the arm of their offense.
Yeah, Georgetown has to find a way again to get this offense rolling. You know what at the beginning of the game, what they did was they started with some kind of short throws to open up the running game. What I'm noticing is that has not been successful so far. So eager to find out what they're going to do, what they're going to be able to do on offense to find a way to get in that end zone.
Eduardo Fernandez will go ahead and send this one to the 25-yard line. It's taken by Lachlan, and Lachlan will get it up to the 30 to the 35-yard line-ish. Around that area was where he was hit and brought down, and a solid 7 or 8 yard return on the kickoff will take off 5 seconds, and the Georgetown Eagles will have it 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Carl Schoening along with Mike Arakpo, David England on the sidelines, and Nathan Hyde up here doing the producing. We appreciate everybody for tuning in here to this edition of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. It's Herman out of the shotgun. He'll hand it off to Edie, and Edie tries to run it up the middle, and he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a couple yards to the 32, called the 33-yard line, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Looks like it was just a handoff to the running back. Again, they're trying to establish the run. From what I've seen is the moment the run game can kind of get open, it allow them to be able to start throwing the ball here. So, but they just have not been able to get to have any success on the ground.
It'll be Herman running it up the middle, and he follows his left guard to the 47-yard line, and that's a little bit of success there as Herman elected to go ahead and make it a quarterback run the whole way, but it's still 3rd and long with about 8 yards till the yard to gain at the 45.
Now, Carl, Herman is not a typical throwing kind of quarterback, so it looks like they're trying to figure out ways to find success on the ground with him, but you know, you're down 21-0, you're going to have to start thinking of ways to get that ball downfield.
Herman elects to tuck it and run, and he'll be about a yard short as he didn't see anything through his first couple progressions, elected to go ahead and take a lane that he had around the right end, and that'll bring up 4th down, 4th and 2 as the ball is spotted at the 43-yard line, and it looks like it'll be a punting unit brought out by the Georgetown Eagles as they elect to kick it away, and DeJohn Harrison is back at the 30-yard line waiting on it. I'm assuming they're going to kick it away from him.
Have to find out a way to kick it away from Harrison. I mean, he is the fastest guy on this Hippo offense, and it looks like he has the ball, and he's going right downfield.
He's at the 45-50, the 45-40, and across the 35, out of bounds at the 30. And, yeah, we kind of were saying you need to kick it away from him, and, yeah, he shows some elite speed and athleticism to get to the Eagle 30-yard line. And, man, David, you see it right in front of you. That is Division I talent there. We apologize. We don't have the mic on for, we don't have the battery down there for him. And
okay.
Now, there we go. There we go.
My bad. Yeah, that's pure speed right there. We can't kick to him, like you said.
First and 10 for the Hippos. Ball at the 33-yard line in Georgetown territory. It's Doggett in the pistol. Here's Williams behind him. Play action. He drops back for a pass. Fires it to Williams, who came out of the backfield at the 15 to the 10. Spins to the 7-yard line where he's brought down. And a huge gain puts the Hippos into the red zone. And with 9:47 left to play in the third quarter, it looks like Doggett's going to be a leader here with his arm.
Hippos has had a lot of success with that trip open set. It looks like they keep on finding a way to get that slot receiver the ball right down the middle. That's a great catch. Great throw there. Good job by the Hippo offense.
First and goal from the 7-yard line. Doggett with two receivers on both sides. William behind him in the pistol. Man goes in motion right to left, and it's a mishap, a fumble. The ball hits the ground as it was intended for Lambert, and I think the Hippos were able to get back on top of it thanks to their center down there. It looked like it was Seth Aguirre who was able to get on top of it.
Now, looks like Doggett was a little bit tripped up on the play, kind of came out wobbling a little bit. Seems like he's back to normal. We'll see how that affects going into this drive right here.
Second and goal, the ball at the 10 now. 8:48 left to play in the third. Doggett out of the pistol. Two receivers stacked on either side, and it'll be a handoff to Williams. Williams was stopped at the 11-yard line for a loss of 1. I think they'll go ahead and call it the 10.5, so the loss of only about a half yard here as instructions come from the sidelines.
The Eagles have struggled on third down. This is something they've struggled on all game, and we're interested to see now how they're going to be able to play against this hungry Hippo offense here on third down.
It's a handoff here, running around left end as he turns the corner. Harrison was unable to get to the 5, and that'll go ahead and bring up fourth down, fourth and goal from the 6-yard line.
So we just got some missed tackles. You know, we've got to do a little bit better job on our tackling and wrapping up. You know, you can't go low on a kid like that that's got that much speed. You've got to hit him in the mouth.
Well, we have a timeout on the field. We'll go ahead and take it with them. It is 4th and 6 when we come back. The Georgetown Eagles might have been able to force a field goal here on the first drive for the Hutto Hippos in the second half.
To buy or sell a home or land in the Georgetown area, call Glenn Patterson Realtor. As a third-generation resident of
the injury timeout was a quick one, and they're going to go ahead and bring out Gutierrez for the field goal attempt. It was a good attempt, kicked away, and that will be let me do the quick math here, 6 plus 17, a 23-yard field goal attempt, and added on 3 more to the Hutto Hippos score, and they lead it 24-21. So now we will go ahead and take the break here on SHN Sports, with the new score being the Hippos leading 24-0. Back in a moment on SHN.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. Tell us your dreams at extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
7:27 left to play in the third quarter. The Eagle defense able to hold Hutto to a field goal. A 23-yard attempt was good from Evan Gutierrez. And here is the ensuing kickoff. It is sent high and short. One of the upmen will have to dive and take it at his knees. And good job catching that one on the far end of the field by Trent McConnell. And that will be a start for the Eagles at the 35-yard line. And we talk about the growing importance every time these Eagles take the field. Sometimes the lead is a little bit bigger, but obviously the time on the clock is a little bit less.
Absolutely. It's a big lead right now. It's 24-0. But one thing we noticed coming out of the half was this team is not quitting. They're not laying down. They were very energetic on the sideline. The coaches, everybody's upbeat. They're looking to get in the end zone here.
1st and 10 for Herman and the offense. He throws a screen out to the right side. It's completed to Jacob Trussell. Trussell was able to skip around a defender, but was brought down, and only about half a stride was picked up, and they'll mark it at the 36.5. 2nd and 10 here coming up for the Eagles. Seven minutes left, and Herman fakes the handoff, throws out to the left side, and sliding down and coming down with the catch was Cade Lachlan, and Lachlan makes the catch horizontally before he hits the turf. Only a gain of 4 yards on the play, and it is 3rd and 6, clock at 6:40 in the third quarter.
This is a real testament to this Hippo defense of how fast they are on the edge. Every time Georgetown's trying to get to the perimeter, trying to see if they can outspeed these guys, and it just has been unsuccessful all night.
Herman will try and open up a defender, a receiver on the left sideline as he extended the play, and falls incomplete. 4th and 6 here, and the punting unit comes out for Georgetown. And might have been a good idea there for Herman, instead of electing to make a throw on the run, to just kind of tuck it and run and see if he could pick up those 6 yards. And David, we got you on the sideline now.
Yeah, no, I think it's you're seeing maturity by Herman, throwing it away there. You know, we saw some things on the Waco game where he didn't do that a couple of times. So it's good to see that at least there's that maturity there, and we need to stop this.
Harrison fields it at the 27-yard line, and he is brought down from around the collar by Cameron Nielsen. Nielsen does a good job getting to the dangerous weapon of the Hippos.
It's a good spark of energy for special teams. That helps our defense out. They've had a nice rest now. Let's see what they can do.
Ball at the 25-yard line, as Harrison was unable to really get more than a couple yards on the return. 6:09 left to play in the third. The Hutto Hippos lead it 24-0 here in the Royce Electric third quarter on SHN Sports. 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. 2 men in the backfield here with Doggett, who comes back out in the pistol. Williams behind him. Doggett gets the snap, hands it off. Williams up the middle is immediately pushed back. No gain on the play. Taylor Beal leading the charge.
That's Taylor Beal again, that ULM commit. He seems to be, again, in the backfield, finding ways to just get in the backfield, get a nice tackle for loss there. Great job.
From the left hash mark, it's 2nd and 10 from the 25-yard line. In the shotgun, it's Doggett. Doggett, a little miscommunication on the play action, rolls out to the right, and he hits a man in stride across the 45 to the 50, the 40, the 30, the 25-20, at the 10, end zone touchdown. His jersey's scrunched up, but I'm going to take a guess that that's Harrison.
Absolutely.
We just can't play that soft. We have to bump them at the line. We've got to play up close, but
looks like it was a bit of confusion there, kind of a busted coverage there, because he was wide open up the middle. It's not a guy that you ever want to leave unaccounted for, so it just looks like they're having a little bit of confusion there in the back end.
Well, Harrison takes it 75 yards and is able to get his third touchdown of the night. Here's Gutierrez who will go ahead and kick through the point after attempt, and that will make it 31-0. The Hutto Hippos lead the Georgetown Eagles with 5:21 left to play in the second half. The third quarter. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Matt Morrow of Gateway Mortgage Group is a proud supporter of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports. As one of the country's largest privately held mortgage companies, you can expect smart solutions to meet nearly any mortgage need. From the right products to great rates and technology that powers it all, you'll find it here. Gateway Mortgage Group, your local residential lender. Borrow from Morrow. Visit them online at borrowfrommorrow.com. NMLS number 464148.
5:21 left to play in the third quarter. The Hutto Hippos have a 75-yard completion from Doggett to Harrison. And, man, Harrison really showing out for his Hutto highlight reel tonight as he has burned up the Eagles. The Eagles still have some football to go, but a score would go a long way here on this offensive drive, and it will be a kickoff sent away high and short, and this time McConnell will go ahead and get it across the 40, just short of the 45-yard line. So a nice job by Trent McConnell. Oh, excuse me. I guess that was Braden Wilson, 26, not 29, who brings it across on the far side of the field to the 43-yard line.
Carl, I've got some stats here from the legend Galen Welnicki. Number 3 for Hutto has traveled 286 yards on 4 touchdowns.
286, did you say?
286 yards on 4 touchdowns for number 3 for Hutto.
Oh, my goodness. DeJohn Harrison has had himself a night, and it's not even the end of the third quarter. Here's a handoff to Edey on 1st and 10 from the Eagles' own 43-yard line, and he's able to get back to the line of scrimmage as, thank you to Galen Welnicki for providing stats as he's getting a view from the sidelines down there, watching there around your area, David. Impressive.
He is. He's enjoying it. He's right in the mix.
That's really hard to do stats from that angle, I'll be honest with you. He's a pro, though. The clock keeps moving here. 4:45 left to play in the third quarter, and it's a zone read handoff to Edey. Edey finds a hole across the 50 to the 40. The 35-30, and he is brought down from behind at the 26-yard line. Saving the touchdown is Xavier Phoenix. And the Eagles get a spark as they needed one there. They get into Hutto territory.
Yeah, they opened up a huge hole for Edey to run through there. That offensive line is getting some work done now.
1st and 10 from the Hutto 26-yard line, 4:21 left to play in the third quarter, and it's a handoff to Edey. Edey hit as he gets the ball, and he's able to shuffle his way back to the line of scrimmage. They'll go ahead and even give him a yard. As swiping at his feet to pick up the tackle was Alamir Ward.
Yeah, I've got to say, standing down here on the field, those Hutto front 3, they're big. I'm not going to lie to you, fellas.
They're getting recruited by Division I schools, all 3 of them, including Landon Watson, who's a LSU commit. Here's Herman on a zone read, keeping it across the 20 to the 15-yard line, and he picks up the 9 needed for the first down, and it's a red zone trip here for the Eagles.
And that was a late rip out. He held onto that ball, and he didn't give it to Edey. He took that ball. He knew exactly what he wanted to do with it, and he had a good run there.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. 3:30 left to play in the third quarter. 2 receivers on the left side, 2 men in the backfield with Herman. Herman on the zone read, hands it off to Edey around right end. Edey gets to the 10, dives forward to the 5, and he'll go ahead and pick up solid yards there as it was Watson who brought him down from the ankles before he was brought down inside the 5. They'll call it the 5-yard line was where Edey got to.
Great strong run there by Edey. Looks like the Georgetown offense has really slowed it down a little bit, waiting the sideline for the calls, trying to read the defense, see exactly what they're in. I'm liking the groove they're in right now.
They do force thanks to that groove, they force a Hutto timeout. We'll be back in a moment. 2:58 left to play in the third. Hutto leading Georgetown 31-0. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
If you or your family couldn't work for 6 to 12 months due to a serious illness or major accident, how would that affect you or your family financially? Hi friends, I'm Rob Hipp. I offer products that can help during the tough and unforeseen times. For more information, please call me directly at 512-522-9105. Again, that number is 512-522-9105.
2:58 left to play in the third quarter. The Hutto Hippos lead the Georgetown Eagles 31-0, but Georgetown looking to try and get on the scoreboard here. It's 2nd and 1 from the 5-yard line. Darson Herman in the pistol, and he fakes the handoff to Edie, keeps it himself as he pulls back on the zone read, spins in the end zone, touchdown Eagles. A 5-yard touchdown run by Darson Herman on the zone read. He decides to keep it, and the quarterback scores the first touchdown of the evening for the Eagles with 2:51 left to play in the third quarter.
Great job by Herman choosing to keep that ball and just take it within himself and go ahead and get in the end zone. That's a great job by the quarterback on that play.
It's a 2-point conversion attempt here, and Herman is going to have to be spun down in the backfield as he was tackled on the play by Tyler Kelly. The linebacker playing special teams on the point after attempt will keep the Georgetown the Georgetown score at 6. And with 2:51 left to play in the third, the Hutto Hippos lead the Georgetown Eagles 31-0. We'll actually keep it right here.
Yeah.
David, what did you see down there on that scoring drive?
I agree with Mike. I think Coach Beatty and the offensive staff have maybe identified a weakness in the locker room, and I like them keeping it on the ground because that's going to soften up the secondary for Hutto and make it a little easier for Georgetown's passing game. Now, another thing is, you really miss right now. You're really missing your senior kicker Diaz because you're resorting to some trickeration on the extra points instead of having Diaz in there kicking you a dependable extra point.
Yeah, unfortunately, Diaz out tonight. He was injured last week in the Stephenville game, and hopefully, at some point the senior kicker can make a return to the field for the Eagles, and the Eagles will have the ensuing kickoff here. They trail 31-6, and too early for an onside kick?
Oh, too early.
Yeah, too early.
Too early. They finally got some momentum. You don't want to give them the ball back with a short field right here. Just kick the ball off, get your defense going, and get out there and play some good defense, hopefully get a stop, get your O back on the field.
Another thing is that long drive. That defense had an opportunity to catch their breath.
Harrison is back deep with Hanson, and this one will be taken by one of the upmen at the 23-yard line, taken to the middle of the field and shifting it outside of the field, across to the right side to the 45, and he is brought down at the 47-yard line. It's Travis Taylor with the return, and he does a great job taking it about 20 yards to the Hippo 48-yard line.
Very well could have been a block in the back there that got missed, but one of the players for Georgetown was motioning his arm.
2:41 left to play in the third quarter. It's the Hutto Hippos 31, the Georgetown Eagles 6. The Hippos taking their time breaking out of the sideline huddle. 15 seconds left on the play clock. They're going to have to hurry to the line of scrimmage here. It's Doggett back in the shotgun. He has Williams to his right. Two receivers on either side of him. From the right hash mark in the 48-yard line in their own territory, the Hippos will start this drive. And it's a screen pass set up to the right side. It's caught across the 50 to the 45 and shoved out of bounds. A nice catch by Lambert, and Lambert gets it to the 46-yard line as a gain of 5 on first down. Second and 5. It'll be Doggett rolling out to the left, and he has his pass deflected as he was trying to connect with Harrison. Nice job on the pressure, sending it in from getting into the backfield. It looked like Brian Hargrove.
Braden Hargrove was right up in his face there and put a lot of pressure on him and forcing him to throw that ball out of bounds or overthrow.
All right, now it's 3rd and 5. All right, it's 3rd and 5. Crucial 3rd down here. Have to figure out a way to get a stop. I'm looking for some kind of blitz or some pressure coming into the quarterback. Here it comes. Here comes the blitz.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 5, and it's a completed pass across the middle. This time it is Lambert again completing it just past the yard to gain. And, yeah, it's a stick route right there, and a good job by Doggett, the sophomore quarterback, to deliver a strike.
Yeah, anytime you're seeing pressure, you know one of your guys is eventually going to get open somewhere. And, you know, the DBs are playing a little bit soft, and he was able to connect to his receiver with the ball.
Minute 40 left to play in the 3rd quarter. The Royce Electric 3rd quarter. 2 receivers on both sides out of the pistol. Doggett 1st and 10 from the Eagle 41-yard line. It's a double reverse here. Taking around is Lampert at the left side. He gets it to the 35-yard line. He's tackled inbounds as he goes ahead and picks up a solid 6 yards on 1st down. And I'm making sure that's not my car going off. Nope, it's a truck.
It's good of Bazell to break off his wide receiver that was blocking him and get in on that tackle because he was about the only one left on that left side of the field. All the defense went to the right.
Under a minute to play here in the 3rd quarter. 17 seconds left on the play clock. The Hippos taking their time with this play call. 2nd and 4 from the Eagle 35-yard line. Doggett in the shotgun will hand it off to Williams. Williams stretches it to the left side of the field across the 25, and he's out of bounds near the 20-yard line. In fact, it will be the 20 where he picks up the 1st down, and the Hippos are in the red zone.
He's so quick and shifty and speedy. You know, he'll just, if it's not there right off the edge of the line, he'll bounce it out a little further and he'll cut back and he can make that 1st down.
Trips right, a single receiver to the left, 1st and 10, the ball at the 19-yard line. Doggett will go ahead and change the play here as one play at least must go off here before the end of the Royce Electric 3rd quarter. Dropping back, scanning to the left side, firing a lob into the end zone and overthrowing Trey Pinelli is Doggett, and that will bring up 2nd down, and that'll probably actually mean, I was going to say that will be the last play, but the clock stops at 14 seconds. Beg your pardon. And Hutto will go ahead and have at least one more play going into before the 4th quarter. It's a zone read, a handoff to Harrison, who's in the backfield. Harrison dancing around and decides to slide at the 27-yard line for a loss on 2nd down. And that will be the end of the Royce Electric 3rd quarter. Your score after 3 quarters complete: the Hutto Hippos lead the Georgetown Eagles 31-0 here on SHN Sports. We'll be back with more Eagles football in just a moment.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
Start of the 4th quarter, it is 31-6. I realized I said nothing a couple times there. I didn't realize that I was saying it, obviously. Thanks for the help up here, as it's a big weekend for SHN Sports as usual. The Thursday night AISD game of the week, where Del Valley put up a 77-34 victory over Austin High School. Tonight, obviously, our usual full slate of games on SHN Sports. And tomorrow, Southwestern will host Sol Ross as they try to bounce back from a 27-0 loss to TLU. Doggett in the pistol. He has a 3rd and 16 here. Ball at the 26-yard line. Blitz brought on by the Eagles, and then he throws it down the left sideline and falls incomplete, intended for Pinelli, and that will bring up 4th down. And this will be a long field goal if they elect to kick a field goal, and I think that might be what they try to do here. And 31-6 opportunity here to get something that you never know you might need in the playoffs. Good to get that confidence up for your kicker.
It's going to be about a 43-yard attempt. Is my math right?
That's correct. 43 yards here for Evan Gutierrez. Gutierrez total leather, and this one has the distance and it has the accuracy as well. It is good. So the Hutto Hippos add on 3 more points, and they take a 34-6 lead, and they also get a test with their kicker here in the 4th quarter for their first score of the 4th quarter. Hippos lead the Eagles 34-6, but there's a flag on the play before we take the break. Let's see what this is about.
They're holding the line, the spot there, so I'm curious to see what this is going to be.
It was a running into the kicker. If you didn't get that, the field goal is still good as the penalty is declined, and we'll go ahead and take a break. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
The most important team member isn't always playing in the game. Sometimes they hold a clipboard on the sideline. A good coach doesn't just call plays. They instill confidence in the individual and help the team overcome adversity. At Frost, we believe that good coaching in your financial life can accomplish the same thing. After all, if we believe in you and you believe in you, anything is possible. Frost. Opt for optimism.
11:48 left to play in the 4th quarter. The Hippos lead 34-6 over the Georgetown Eagles. Carl Schoening along with Mike Arakpo, David England on the sidelines, and the Eagles able to hold Hutto to a field goal, trying to continue their momentum as they were able to score a touchdown on their last offensive drive.
Carl, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm going to predict that Hutto's going to kick it to number 29.
Yeah, that seems to be their usual thing here, as Trent McConnell, one of the upmen, has been receiving these 5-yard charges. And this one will be high and short, and it will be McConnell taking it down the right hash mark across the 35.
Fumble.
And yeah, close. The ball did come loose, but the official will go ahead and rule him on the ground.
It's number 26 this time.
Oh, I beg your pardon. Yep, 26 there. Braden Wilson picks it up as I was sent away by Eduardo Fernandez. And here we go. 1st and 10 Georgetown. Ball on the 39-yard line. 11:41 left to play in the 4th quarter. And Georgetown wants to get a realistic shot at winning this game. They're going to have to score quickly.
Very quickly. The ground game has been working. They've been running that zone read, keeping the quarterback on the ground. But it looks like they're going back to it here.
And it will be a handoff to Quick this time.
Kind of just lost his feet there, tripped himself up. I don't think really anybody touched him.
Yeah, Quick gets back to the line of scrimmage. It could have been a lot worse, though. 2nd and 10. Clock keeps moving. 11:21 left to play in the 4th quarter. The Extraco Banks 4th quarter here on SHN Sports. A tackle evaded by Quick, and Quick able to spin around at the 40-yard line, and he's just short of the 45. He gets to the 44-yard line, and that'll set up a 3rd and manageable here for the Eagles.
And I have to say, Quick and Edie all season have been doing really well. Once they get an opportunity, they keep those legs churning, and they keep moving, and they generally get, about 8 yards per carry.
3rd and 4 from the 44. Herman, empty backfield, will drop back for a pass, scans across the field, and he's immediately pressured, able to shake off a tackle, wants to run it out to the left side, turns the corner at the 45, and he's shoved out of bounds before the yard to gain. They mark him out at the 46, so a gain of 2 by Herman. He needed 4. It'll be 4th and 2. There's an injured Eagle on the field. We're going to go ahead and take a break while they tend to him. 10:29 left to play in the 4th quarter, and the Hippos have a commanding 34-6 lead. Eagles will have to make a decision with 4th and 1 when we come back on SHN Sports.
Central Texas High School football on SHN Sports is made possible by Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company. 3 words describe Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company: simple, reliable, and awesome. We support our community. From screen printing and embroidery to promotional products, Georgetown and Austin Shirt Company helps put your brand on your business. Get started on your project today by getting a quick and easy quote online at GeorgetownShirtCompany.com. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a proud supporter of Central Texas High School football. The Oak Ridge Disciple House is a faith-based, nonprofit 501c3 Christian character building ministry helping men 18 and older who are suffering from drug and alcohol addiction. If you or someone you know needs help, there is light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through the Oak Ridge Disciple House. For more information, please visit oakridgedisciplehouse.com.
10:29 left to play in the fourth quarter, and the injured Eagle is helped off of the field. That's Jacob Estrada, the junior offensive lineman, and we have a drive continuing here as Herman and the Eagle offense like to go for it on 4th and 1 from their own 47-yard line. Herman in the pistol. He is Quick behind him. A handoff to Quick will fight for the first down. He has it at the 49-yard line. The Eagles drive continues.
You know, he followed up right behind number 79, the replacement offensive line there. So that was nice to see the trust there in that offensive line.
2 men in the backfield with Herman and Quick. With Herman, who's in the shotgun, in the pistol formation behind him. It's Quick. And it will be a fake handoff to Quick. Herman electing keeping it going around the left end and takes it across the 45 and is out of bounds at the 41-yard line. That's enough to move the chains, and the Eagles get a new set of downs here. The clock stops at 10:04 left to play in the fourth, and the Eagles with a little bit of purpose moving the ball on this drive.
Really impressed again with Herman's ability to be able to run the ball. Like he's been doing a great job all game. It seems like Georgetown is plans on sticking to what they do and continuing to run the ball on his defense.
Herman pulls back and even makes Zane Quick spin as he gets across the 35 to the 30-yard line, and he is brought down short of the 25 at the 27-yard line. A new set of downs for the Eagles as the clock moves here at 9:34 left to play in the fourth quarter.
Number 6.
You have to think one of these players are going to go through the air. They're going to take a shot in the end zone here. You have to think.
And Zane Quick is tackled for a loss in the backfield and getting back there pretty quickly, and on the floor is Tyler Kelly.
Hutto player down.
What was that, David?
Got a Hutto player down, injury timeout.
Yeah, we will take that timeout with them as it's 9:13 left, and they tend to Kelly, who just made the tackle. Back in a moment on SHN Sports. The Hippos lead the Eagles 34-6.
2019 high school football on SHN Sports is proudly presented by Georgetown Jewelry. Georgetown Jewelry is your trusted local jewelry store, family owned and operated since 2013. Whether you desire a one-of-a-kind custom piece or want to enjoy browsing our inventory of both unique and traditional jewelry and watches, stop by and see us at Georgetown Jewelry. We also specialize in jewelry repair and appraisals. For more information, please visit Georgetown Jewelry, located in the Williamsburg Village Shopping Center in Georgetown, or online at georgetownjewelry.com.
9:03 left to play in the fourth quarter. It's a direct snap to Herman, and Herman decided to run but was unable to get. Well, he gets back to the line of scrimmage, no gain on the play. A slight move of the line of scrimmage back less than half a yard, and it keeps moving. I say direct snap because it almost looked like a wildcat formation in a way there. The Herman just kind of got the ball and decided to run immediately. Herman in the pistol will drop back on 3rd and 14, and he decides to look down the field, keeps his eyes down the field. He rolls out to the left, doesn't have anything, and tucks it and runs and heads to gain about 4 yards. And flags come in late here as it looks like a big hit by Lords will go ahead and maybe get called for a late hit.
You know, in a heads-up play as well, they're trying to get these plays out of bounds to conserve as much clock as possible. So, I mean, give us some credit for being heads-up and running out of bounds.
Well, the automatic first down on the personal foul will go ahead and help the Eagles move forward about 15 yards. The ball moved to the Hippo 13-yard line. 8:26 left to play. It's a handoff here to Edie, and Edie tried to follow his right guard, gets to the 10-yard line for a gain of 3 on first down.
Continue that success they've been having all night on the ground here. One thing can be said that the more the Georgetown offense is on the field, the defense seems to be playing well. I mean, they held this team up here. Not too many scores in the second half here. And
Herman completes a pass on second down, gets enough for the first down as Lachlan was able to complete it, and he comes up limping a little bit after a tough hit. First and goal from the 1 here for the Eagles, and let's see if they can punch it in for a score. Herman hands it off, and Edie tried to extend, but he got into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown Eagles. They add 6 more.
Great job by the Eagles again. They're sticking to the ground game. If it's not broke, do not fix it. That's a great job by this Georgetown offense. Seems like they've put together themselves 2 great drives that resulted in the scores here.
Well, 4 players here, and it's a direct snap to the Eagles. Isaiah Fillmore, and Fillmore had to try and shuffle his way, but he was stopped short of the goal line, and the 2-point conversion ineffective and no good, as the Hippos have had the lead narrowed a little bit. 7:40 left to play in the fourth quarter. It's the Hutto Hippos leading the Georgetown Eagles 34-0. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams. Tell us your dreams at extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
7:40 left to play in the fourth quarter, and the Eagles get a touchdown and make it a 34-12 game here, as the Hippos still have the lead over Georgetown. Carl Schoening along with Mike Arakipo and David England. Nathan Hyde up here helping us out. Galen Walnecki somehow doing the stats from the sidelines. That's impressive. And the Hippos about to receive the ensuing kickoff from the Eagles. And now might be the time for the onside kick, as it looks like the Eagles are kind of showing their hands and coming out with a different formation.
It looks like we've got the hands team out here.
This will be an onside kick attempt, and almost gotten from the left sideline. Almost coming up with it was Aaron Bazile, and that will go ahead and be a Hutto possession starting at around midfield. I think they might call it the Hippo 49-yard line.
Plus the flag adds 5.
Not a bad kick by the kicker. Not a bad kick by the kicker.
Yeah, Bazile probably just half a stride away, a little bit slower on one of those funny bounces, which, it's hard for the kicker to control. And Bazile might have actually had a lot of space down that left sideline for a solid return as well. Instead, the ball will be placed at the Eagles' 46-yard line. They did angle it out at the Hutto 49-yard line, so Doggett and the Doggett and the Hippos will start out in plus territory. 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 46-yard line. Doggett rolls out to the left, looks to the left, and will try to tuck it and run as he was under pressure, and he'll lose a few yards back to midfield.
So some breaking news from the sideline. When Darson Herman ran out of bounds several plays back, our own Galen Welnicki got taken out. he's okay, though. He's just fine.
Oh, Galen, let's not give an age check on him, but, that's mighty impressive that he was able to stand that. So glad to hear he's okay. Would that be all right for public information, David?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll not share that over there, but yeah.
He says he's tough for an old guy, right?
Yeah. Clock moving here, 6:52 left to play in the fourth quarter, and Hutto is facing a 2nd and 13. Doggett rolls out to the right, scans back to the left side. He's under pressure by a lot of Eagles and completes a pass, and then it was dropped, but a late flag comes in as that one fell in and then out of the hands of the intended receiver. Yeah, let's see what the flag is about, as that one was meant to go to Zane Bolding, and the tight end unable to come down with it. Looks like this flag will be against Hutto, so the Eagles are getting a option and they will decline it.
That Georgetown defense is putting some pressure on the quarterback right now. I mean, Doggett is literally running for his life. I mean, great job by Georgetown defense.
And because of that, they almost had an interception. There was two guys that could have, grabbed that ball out of the air there.
3rd and 13 now as the penalty was declined. It was an eligible receiver down the field. Ball at the 49-yard line in Eagle territory. Hutto looking to convert here, a 3rd down late. They lead 34-12. Clock stop at 6:40 in the fourth quarter. It's a handoff, and a new back in the game lowers his shoulder and will run out of bounds, as it'll be Michael Mason who was able to come in. He's listed as a linebacker.
He looks like one, too.
Yeah, he comes in as
big boy.
Yeah, he's a sophomore getting his first handoff of the evening, and he does pick up a solid 5 yards, but that's well short of the yard to gain. And it looks like Hutto, one of the rare events tonight, they'll be punting it away from the Eagle 45-yard line. Lachlan back deep to receive.
Don't look up, but the defense came out, got another stop here, and, I mean, this Georgetown offense is having itself another opportunity to get on this football field and find their way in the end zone.
Lachlan elects to let this one bounce. It takes a hippo bounce, rolling all the way to the 1-yard line, and is downed at the 1 foot line, honestly, right there, as the man who stopped it had his knees on the goal line. And
that's going to be the one blade of grass line. I swear, that is almost touching the paint down here, gentlemen.
Yeah, almost a touchback. I'm surprised. I thought the person stopping the ball was, I thought the person stopping the ball was not allowed to be in the end zone like that. But let's see what the officials rule on this. Eagles could use a touchback right now. Man, they have 99 yards and 2.5 feet in front of them.
There's like, let's see, I'm right here at it. There's not even an inch to that white line on the end zone, gentlemen.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Griffin wasn't happy about that. The shadow of the football is on the goal line. 5:49 left to play in the fourth quarter. The Hippos pin the Eagles deep. It's a handoff and able to get out in a lot of space. Here's across the 10, the 15, the 20, the 25, and down to the 35-yard line. It's Ryan Eady finding a big hole up the middle and taking advantage.
And just like that, there's some life pumping into this Georgetown offense. Great run by Edie right up the middle. Big gain there on the play.
1st and 10 from the 36. Herman decides to keep it on a design quarterback run, and he's able to lower his shoulder and duck forward to the 38-yard line. Picks up 2 on 1st down. The clock keeps moving here. 5:20 left to play in the fourth. And like you said, energy coming here out of the Eagles as they have it on 2nd and 8 from the 38. And a timeout called by Coach Griffin. And David, do you have something to say down there? Galen's talking to you, I see.
We were trying to tally up the rushing yards for Georgetown, and we'll see if we can get some stats.
Sure thing.
He hasn't tallied it up yet, so we'll work on that.
Yeah, good job down there by Galen. And 5:05 left to play in the fourth quarter. The Eagles, I'd say that the game is pretty much out of reach, but they're still playing with a lot of fight.
Absolutely, and that's what you always want to see out of your team. I mean, how are you guys responding to adversity? You look at it's 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They're getting big-time stops on defense. They're getting the ball. They're making explosive plays on offense. That's something that you definitely want to see out of your football team late in the game here.
It'll be a 2nd and 7 from the 38 when play resumes. Coach Griffin and his team talking things over. The Hippos defense waiting for them when that huddle breaks. And now the Eagles will come on out. A commercial playing in the background here for St. David's as that is cut off for the Eagles to go ahead and get an opportunity. Man goes in motion right to left. That's Lachlan. Rolling out to the right here is Herman looking to pass. He fires and throws a nice shot just in and out of the hands intended for, I believe that's Brian Bradford. Or excuse me, number 19 on the far side of the field. Tyler Fithian. It's incomplete, and 3rd and 7 coming up.
Yeah, Herman has just not had success tonight, throwing the football. He's been doing a very good job running the ball, but anytime they elect him to go through the air, it's been a couple of incomplete passes here.
Dropping back here is Herman looking to pass on 3rd and 7. Completes a pass, and it's a good job by Tyler Fithian as he completes it this time. And he got near the yard to gain. He was a yard short. And the Eagles are going to go for it on 4th and 1 with the clock stopped at 4:46 left to play in the fourth quarter.
Big time 4th down right here. If I had to guess, I would say Herman will be the guy keeping the football. He's going to put the ball in his hands and just power his offense to get this first 4th and short here.
Herman in the shotgun. 2 receivers on both sides. 4th and 1. It's Lachlan who catches it on a bubble screen, and he was able to fall forward, fighting through a tackle to get the yard to gain at the 46-yard line. The Eagles get a new set of downs. Go ahead.
Shout out to Kelly Duvall. He says he's about to land in Austin. He said it's very cool seeing all the stadiums lit up, so he might have flown over us tonight.
I imagine he got at least a bird's eye view with 4:24 left to play in the fourth quarter. Lachlan goes in motion left to right. Rolling out to the right side, it is Herman. Herman fires a strike completed by Bradford at the 40-yard line in Hutto territory. And nice job there by Herman, who you're trying to, work on his arm a little bit. And I'd say that was a nice line drive to the hands of his receiver.
Absolutely. Nice dart by Herman. I was just talking about him having to be able to attack this defense down the field if they want to, put themselves back in this ball game.
1st and 10. This one he lobs it to Lachlan. Lachlan completes it at the 25-yard line, and he's shoved out of bounds at the 20. And that stops the clock at 3:55 left to play in the fourth quarter. The Exco Banks fourth quarter, and the Eagles trying to make this at least a more respectable score here as they trail 34-12. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left. 1st and 10, ball on the 20-yard line. Eagles in the red zone. Herman to the shotgun. Quickly turns to his right, completes a pass to the right side of the field, and a nice gain of about 7 yards to the 13-yard line as that one was completed to Taco Williams. I believe that was actually Tyler Fithian. Taco Williams plays defense, number 19, not number 18. Dropping back, scanning to the left, firing to the left, looking for the end zone. And in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Isaiah Fillmore. And had the right spot, just couldn't come down with it.
That's unfortunate. That's the 3rd opportunity for a sure touchdown that Isaiah Fillmore's had this season and couldn't hang on to the ball in the end zone.
Clock stops at 3:14 due to the incomplete pass. 3rd and 3, the ball on the 13-yard line. 2 receivers on both sides in the right hash mark. It is a handoff and into the end zone, untouched. A 13-yard touchdown run on the handoff to Ryan Eady.
You go with what works.
Yeah, in that particular case, Looks like the Hutto defense fell asleep and just kind of let him slick on by.
Absolutely. That's never a good sign. You know, it seems like the Hutto defense is just gassed. You know, they've been gassed the whole drive, just walking up to the line here, jogging around when it's time to make tackles, and this Georgetown offense is just taking full advantage of it.
They have been going fast, this Eagle offense, and Herman will roll out to the right on the two-point conversion. It's an interception taken across the 20, the 30, and Herman shoves him out of bounds before he was able to get down the field. And it looks like it was Trey Pinelli who came up with the interception. He's used to making catches as a receiver, playing special teams there. And we go ahead and move into the closing parts of the game here. A flag, and it's an offside, so another chance here for the Eagles.
That's a big break, or a nice break.
Yeah, it's a nice break here that might help the Eagles make this a 14-point game. 3:09 left to play in the fourth. Looking to make a two-point conversion.
Both teams have 2 timeouts apiece.
It's a handoff to Edie, and Edie is sniffed out in the backfield and brought down. Another flag comes in late here. Looks like this one will be after the play, but it's thrown by the, I believe, umpire. And go ahead and see what he has to say.
Again,
After the play, personal foul, face pass, defense, number 11. Will be assessed on the kickoff.
Face mask after the play. I'm not sure I've ever heard of that, but that'll be assessed to the kickoff.
So again, our defense has had quite a bit of time to sit on the sideline and rest with that nice long drive.
Well, still opportunities here with 3:09 left to play in the fourth quarter. Carl Schoening along with Mike Arakpo, David England, and Nathan Height helping up here produce. And it's 34-18.
We've got some stats here. Our rushing yards for the first half was 30 yards. For the second half, we're up to 161 rushing yards in the second half. 191 for the game.
Well, obviously that big disparity shown as the second half has been more of the Eagles' offense that they're used to seeing. And here it will be a very short kickoff from the 45-yard line in Hippo territory.
Interesting setup here. Looks like they're probably going to go with an onside again, try to get the ball back for their offense.
Got nothing to lose here, as this one is sent. A funny bounce will be taken by the Hippos, and they fall on it at around the 33-yard line, and unable to do something with it, but at least giving it a shot was Braden Hargrove, who sent it on the kick. And
Kick fielded by number 3, Deshaun Harrison.
now Harrison was the one who came down on it, and I would assume the backup Hippos are just going to be asked to maybe pick up a first down or two here before they take these to end the game. 3:09 left to play in the fourth, but if the Eagles can get a stop, or better yet, a scoop and score or pick six, could make things a little more interesting. Doggett will come back out here. He has Mason in the backfield with him as a running back. 1st and 10 from the 33. Mason will stutter step in the backfield and then fights to the 35-yard line down to the 37. So got a good second push after contact and picks up a solid 5-6 yards on first down.
You know, it's just nice to see the sportsmanship. You know, you got a Hutto player helping Taylor Beal up, patting him on the head. So I'm really glad that early on we were wondering if it's going to get chippy, and it's not. So it's just nice to see that kind of sportsmanship between these two programs. It's such a rivalry game these days.
I agree. It's been a clean game. It's been a very clean game, and nice sportsmanship being shown here on the football field.
2nd and 6 from the 37-yard line. Doggett takes a high snap, hands it off to Mason, and Mason is hitting the backfield for a loss. And it looks like Coach Griffin's going to use a timeout here, and they finally give it to him, but the clock didn't stop. I think the clock maybe should have about 5 more seconds added on to it, because I think it was around 2:15, 2:16 when I saw him call the timeout and looked over to see how much time was left. So 3rd down here, and then I suppose the last timeout will be used. They will go ahead and make it 2:16, and if the Hippos are unable to convert on this 3rd down, probably another timeout burned, and then I assume the Eagles are just trying to play to win strategy.
Yeah, I'm liking the timeout here. As a player, this is what you want to see from your coach. You want to see your coach fighting to the end of the football game, playing for, just coaching all the way through. Obviously, the game's kind of out of reach right now, but this Georgetown team is continuing to prove that they're not going to give up in this ball game.
Doggett in the shotgun, 3rd and 7 from the 38-yard line. It's his own read. He hands it off to Mason. Mason takes it around left in as a first down and a lot more across the 45. He is brought down short of the 50 at the 48, and Coach Griffin will call his final time out to stop the clock at 2:09 left to play in the 4th quarter. And that pretty much saves victory formation for the time being, but all the Hippos need to do is get, I guess, one more first down as the Eagles burn their final timeout.
At this point, it's probably just giving them guys a little bit of rest here, just kind of talking it over, telling them to finish the game out. Don't let them in the end zone right now. It's 34-18. Coach is probably looking at the score, being able to stay right there at 34-18 is probably what he's discussing here in the huddle.
Yeah, make sure that none of these guys, because I'm sure there's, as we mentioned coming into the game, Michael Mason, who just had that big run for a first down. I'm sure he wants to get on the scoreboard as well. So, the Hippos don't look like they're moving the ball without, or just to get the first down. Looks like they're moving the ball with a purpose. So I guess the Eagles on the converse side are trying to get a stop with a purpose. 1st and 10, ball at the 49-yard line. Hippos in their own territory. Out of the pistol, it's Doggett. Mason behind him. He hands it off to Mason. Mason tries to follow his right guard and is able to only pick up a yard to midfield before forward progress is stopped.
Now there's really not much we can do to stop the clock unless our defense is able to get a stop here. But
now I have terrible math here, but they will probably need to at least pick up a first down before the clock will expire. 18 seconds on the play clock right now, a minute 34 on the game clock. So we'll see what all happens here. Doggett in the pistol. 2nd and 9 from midfield. A handoff to Mason. Mason lowers his shoulder into the trenches and is able to pick up 2 yards to the Eagles' 48-yard line. Brings up 3rd down. Minute 5 left to play in the 4th quarter. 34 seconds left on the play clock. And I think Hutto's going to go ahead and burn a lot of play clock here because they're still going to have to pick up the first down on 3rd. I imagine they wouldn't want a turnover on downs, but we'll see what they elect to do exactly as if they don't pick up the first down here. I think they are going to go in victory formation here. So, yep, like I said, my math is bad. So it will be Doggett taking a knee despite the bull rush from the Eagles defense. It will bring up 4th down, but it will not matter as there's only 20 seconds left on the game clock. The teams will shake hands, and that will do it. So the Hutto Hippos defeat the Georgetown Eagles 34-18 here on SHN Sports. I'm Carl Schoening along with Mike Arakpo, David England on the sidelines. And David, tough Hutto Hippo team here, and I just want to get your closing thoughts on the game.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get maybe an interview from Coach Griffin, but it was interesting to see the adjustments they made in the second half. There was just too much speed and talent, and letting that get away from us there, and stuff got behind us, I think, in the first half, and it just got us in a big hole there. But running the ball probably isn't going to get us caught back up, but it was good to see the Eagle fight did not die. So are y'all interested in an interview?
I tend to leave coaches alone after a loss, but you have a better relationship with him than me. So we'll go ahead and ask Mike his final thoughts, and then we'll see where you're at. He looks like he's coming towards you. Mike, what did you think of the game?
It was a good game. They faced a really good Hippo team. Hutto's real good. They have a lot of playmakers, a lot of game changers over there for that football squad, and Georgetown really came and they fought. The thing I love about them the most is they played 4 quarters of football. They fought to the end, and that's what you always want to see in your football team. Look to see what they're going to do for the rest of the season here.
And it looks like we might be able to get this interview here, as I think Coach Griffin. Oh, no, he walked past you again, didn't he?
Yeah, no, that was pretty slick. He said, give me just a minute. I think he's wanting to say some words to some of these Hutto players. He caught number 3, gave him a big pat on the head, had some words to say to him. And I can't help but think that, he's saying, you've got a bright future.
Yeah, DeJohn Harrison was certainly the difference there. He could have probably gotten 300 yards of total offense this evening if needed. On that side of it, DeJohn, just another talent that you don't necessarily see on the high school level often.
Yeah, very talented kid. I mean, we knew. I knew right away he's next level talent. I mean, we looked him up to see exactly where he would be at and where he's going, where he got offered, if he was committed anywhere. Hell of a player.
Got Coach Griffin.
Okay, we'll go ahead and send it down to you, David.
Coach, tough loss, but I've got 3 or 4 words. Eagle fight never dies.
That's right, never dies. We were able to finally figure some stuff out offensively. I thought our defense played pretty good most of the night. Man number 3 is good. I'm not sure we touted him at all through the night. Maybe once when he fumbled, but I think that was about it. They're the defending district champion and undefeated, and they played like it. And we didn't fight. We didn't quit. We kept playing, and that's what I told them, play hard no matter what, and we did that, and we're going to keep putting some things together.
All right, thank you, Coach. Good luck next week.
Thanks.
All right, Carl, Mike, like you said, they found some things that worked in the second half. And they're always working. These coaches, they're working with these student athletes every week and putting a lot of work in behind the scenes, and it's admirable what they do. And they'll put the right recipe together going further in the season. This is one loss. It's certainly not the end of our season. It's a long way to go. We've got Cedar Park next week, and it's a blackout game at home at Birkelbach, I believe. So let's pack Birkelbach.
Yeah, well, you took the words out of my mouth. Join us next week. Brad Tillery will be on the call with Kelly Duvall, and that will be a Georgetown hosting Cedar Park game from Birkelbach Field. Any final thoughts before we sign off, Mike? Nope, that'll do it. Oh, great. That'll do it for me. David, any last words?
No,
those were the last words, weren't they?
Yeah.
Great. Hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Nathan Height here did a great job producing for us tonight. Mike Arakpo on color, David England on the sidelines, Galen Wilnecki somehow doing stats from the sidelines, doing a great job for us there. I've been Carl Schoening. Good night, everybody.